Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
A great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. It's going to be a tough week for your boy. I'm here for all 5 days.
Oh, wow. What's happening?
Wow.
The
First time for everything.
must be like a full moon or a red moon. What's something that's rare?
Ben.
Stinky Ben.
Yes, I am Stinky Ben alongside Kyle Wallace, who is probably crying and emotional after the Green Bay Packers looked horrendous in the preseason game.
Disappointed. It was ugly.
And Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman. How are you, Brad?
I'm good.
That's not good.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about something that happened over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The floor is yours, Brad.
Yeah,
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. We're on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. Alex Strofe is running the show, but, we're here to help Brad.
Yeah, I need a platform. Just to air, because I need to know, what the court of public opinion says about this interaction that I had on Saturday night.
You are the N of KBN, so this is your platform.
Please, thank you. Well, so I'm out to dinner with Lexi.
Bless you. Yeah. Thank you. Bless you.
I'm out to dinner with Lexi's family on Saturday night, and we go to a nice place, right? And we're at the table, and it's time for us. We've delayed the server multiple times. Like, she came back, and well, you guys, what you want? We're like, oh, we're not ready yet. So she finally came back around, and I did one of those things where there was like 2 other people before she would get to me, and they were both like, I don't know, start with him. So then I looked at my menu. I was like, okay, I'll go with the salmon. So, okay, I went with the salmon. I felt pretty good about it at the time, right? It had like a glaze over it, a little coconut rice. I felt good about it. It went around the table. There's about 8 other people. Went around the table. There's about 3 other people that ordered a steak. I thought to myself, a steak sounds pretty good. So they ordered the steak. So upon the final one, Lexi was right next to me. She did the final one. And I was like, you know what, ma'am? I'm going to change my order. Can I go with the steak, please? And she's like, sure. And she does like the scribbles it out and starts writing. And I was like, oh, and by the way, 10 ounces, please. She's okay, sounds good. And she walks away. And I was thinking
big money bread, 10
and
ounces.
I was thinking like, okay. Well, I wasn't paying for it, so.
This goes to the discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not paying for it, you're like, Brad tried to be nice. Yeah, I'll get the salmon. That seems like a reasonable price. Oh, everyone else is doing steaks. I want a steak.
Give me that more, that bigger price.
Everyone else ordered like a nice glass of wine. I was like, I'll take that glass of wine too. So it was good.
With a bottle? Should we do a bottle?
So,
y'all good?
So the food starts coming out, right? Everyone starts getting their thing. And I see the other steaks placed down in front of the other couple folks that got it. I was like, oh boy, looks like a good steak.
Ooh, it's glistening.
And they set the steak down in front of me, and it was tiny. It was a little baby 5-ounce steak.
Oh, no.
And I said, at first, I was like, my first action was like, you don't need to say anything. Just accept it. But I was like, I thought about it. I was like, it's too small. It's embarrassing small.
You're going to be hungry.
Other people. So I said, oh, ma'am, I'm sorry. I apologized. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I ordered the 10-ounce. And she goes, the 10-ounce? I thought you ordered the 5. And I go, oh, no. I wanted to say, like, do I look like a 5-ounce kind of order? But I was like, no, I ordered the 5.
My main question that I have right now is, did Lexi get a 10-ounce? Because if she was one of the steaks and the 10-ounce was next to you, I mean, again, you're 6'4".
Yeah, Lexi's petite.
She's petite.
Yeah. So that would have been an odd. But one of them that did get a steak was Lexi's sister, who is she's like a 18-year-old girl, and she's petite, and she gets a big old 10-ounce steak, and I'm the biggest guy at the table. I get the 5-ounce. So I apologized. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I ordered the 10-ounce. She goes, the 10-ounce? I thought you ordered the 5. And I was like, no, I did. And she went back and she like paged through, her thing. She like paged through. She's like, I have it down right here, 5 ounces.
Oh my gosh, she audited you?
She audited me.
Ooh.
And I was like, and it took another person at the table to be like, no, I heard him. He said 10 ounces.
And she probably said, "Sir, ma'am, I have it
right here.
5 ounces.
Literally,
I don't make mistakes."
She's like, okay, well, all right. If you said 10, I guess we'll do 10. And so she's like, so how do you want to do this? And I was just like, oh,
What do you mean? How do you want to do this? Was it
like,
weird? Was the whole thing weird?
'Cause she's like, do you want me to take it and then put in a 10 ounce? And we're like, well, no, you gave me the 5. Why don't you just start cooking up another 5 and bring it out?
That's interesting.
So
That's wild.
isn't that wild?
I want a whole 10.
So I kept my 5 ounce there. And then everyone finished their meal, and it was about time for the second 5 ounce to come out, therefore giving me 10 ounces of steak. Isn't that a strange interaction?
That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It was so strange.
Wait,
and I walked away.
Wait, whose suggestion was it?
This doesn't sound like something
for
you
you to eat the 5 ounce and then cook up another 5 ounce. Was that you? Because you're a weenie if that's what you
Well,
did.
it was sort of because she was like, it's going to take a little bit. And everyone else just got their food. So I was hungry. And I was hungry, guys. So I was like, you know what? What if I just ate this?
How do you like your steak prepared?
Medium.
Yeah, another medium steak. That's
You think it's 15 minutes at least?
it's
That's
10
prime eating time, though, right?
Sure. I just have never. I'm baffled by the double 5 ounce.
So isn't that wild? But she's like, okay, well that way I guess you get your 10 ounce steak. So I was like, okay, sounds good. So I eat my baby 5 ounce, have the asparagus, the mashed potatoes, and I'm a fast eater, so I'm like done before everybody
it's
else.
5 ounces. I mean, of course we'll eat it quickly.
Brett's a carnivore.
So then like everyone kind of finishes. The steak's still not ready. Eventually it comes out, the little 5 ounce steak. It is on the smallest plate. I mean, it just looked like like an appetizer or like when
like
you go
a bread plate.
Yeah, like a bread plate. It was on this tiny little plate, and I just kind of like it. Just felt like everything was miniature, like the whole experience of it. So I don't know.
What degree of restaurant is this? Like
good. Well,
it was high. It was high class, wasn't it? It was high class.
We were celebrating a thing or two, so it was high class. So am I partially to blame for changing my order? Like, did I throw a wrench in this?
No,
a little bit.
No, you're not. But yes, you are. Like,
should I expect chaos when you change your order?
Let me tell you something, Brad. You paid good money. Listen.
They paid good money.
Well, they paid good money. And so I told you your good friend Jake Taylor from Brookville Central, right?
Oh, yeah.
I told you the experience I had with McDonald's. This was at McD's, right? And he told me if you order something, it is their job to get it right. Now, Brad, you order something. And not only did you order something, you decided, I want to change my mind. You had every right to change your mind. Why? Because somebody at that table was paying for the food and the experience. And so when they came around and you said, hey, excuse me, ma'am, I want a 10 ounce, her job was to scribble. What you do, you did. That was her job to make sure she wrote it down right? She should have wrote it down right. That's not your fault. That is her fault. So you shouldn't feel bad for causing chaos. She was taking orders.
This is a week after I had talked about the going up to Door County and the protein of salmon and the protein of shrimp in different salads was in the wrong salad.
Yes.
They took it back and then just switched the shrimp and the salmon, which is a bad move just in case the person who wanted the shrimp, if you left it in there, they could have been allergic to shellfish, and they just swapped the salmon and the shrimp. So we expected, and they didn't, to remake the salad. It's a freaking salad, right?
Yeah, that's.
I think I'm on Rick and Madison's team here. I'm totally with Brad on this. If I'm a waiter and I screwed up, I'm going to try and make sure that you continue to eat the 5 ounce, and I'm going to make sure they cook up the 10 ounce.
Yep.
Like
that would have been a treat.
No, it wouldn't have been a treat. That's what you ordered. You ordered a 10 ounce. They basically pieced together 2 5 ouncers, and I don't think I've ever heard this in my entire life.
And
hey, we're gonna total up the ounces here.
Steak edition.
I didn't know there was
5 ounce plus a 5 ounce was a 10 ounce.
She was being stubborn. She believed that she did not make the mistake. She believed you made this mistake, and she did not trust anybody at the table.
And as a paying customer at this nice restaurant that somebody else is paying for, you should expect a certain quality that, like, hey, I ordered the 10 ounce. Like, the right thing to do would be like, hey, would you like to eat this 5 ounce? Because we'll make you up a 10 ounce, but if you want something to hold over, you're like, hey, we're not gonna, no one's gonna eat this. We're not gonna reserve this. If you want this, you can have this while you wait for your 10 ounce. But for them to do the addition of petite fillets to get to the full fillet is one of the more mind-boggling things I've ever heard at a restaurant.
See, this is why I had to start with this, because I've been thinking about it in my head this whole time. A 5 ounce petite plus a 5 ounce petite equals a 10 ounce.
You got cheated
steak.
out.
And also, the price difference of the petite versus the regular filet is usually like, I don't know, $15 to $20, where it might be like let's just use a baseline. If the petite's 40, the filet is the regular filet 60.
Yeah, that's about right. Actually, it's almost exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's like again, when the difference of price isn't that much on their mark, like get the man what he ordered. I'm so confused.
I felt like I just had 2 children's steak.
You did.
It's like the
I
children's
feel like they
size.
treated you like a child there.
Yeah, no, you.
Did you get some mac and cheese with the side of?
I should have.
I mean, mac and cheese at a restaurant, that's probably pretty good, but.
Yeah, it was such a strange interaction, and I couldn't help but feel like I should take some responsibility.
No,
I was this close. I did even said,
You said,
this
sorry,
is soft
that's a big
Brad right
mistake,
here.
yeah.
I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll just eat it. It's fine. And that's when they were like, no, you at least got to get the 10 ounces of steak. And we're like, okay.
So just to clarify here, though the servers, this is their solution was to give you the 5 plus 5.
I think we were it was just a casual brainstorm because we're like, well, what should we do?
This shouldn't be. This
not
is
a
a
brainstorm.
restaurant.
Yeah,
This isn't working.
Did they charge you for the 10-ounce steak or did they charge you for the 5 ounce?
I didn't look at the bill. I don't know.
I hope they charge you for the 5 ounce.
I think they charge us for the 10.
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure.
You did not
Well, okay,
get charged
I have
for what you
nothing
did not
to go
get.
off of, but based on just my assumption.
Yeah, this is disappointing, Brad. You need to let other people take more accountability when they mess up.
Should I?
now you have to
And
suffer.
he needs to have somebody speak up for him because he's too nice.
Well, and this is the other thing, right? Like when you experience something like this,
Why
should
don't
you
remember
demand?
but hang on a
should
second.
you make demands? Like I expect this off the bill.
No, you don't expect demands. You let them do what they do, and you see what the restaurant
That's how you
experience
got
is
2
made
5-ounce
of.
steaks. You let them do what they
But
did.
my question is, when I was in the situation where we were trying to hold back the significant others at the table from, releasing the hounds and saying, this is wrong, you messed up the proteins, we're finding shrimp in the Caesar when it should have just salmon, you just clearly sent it back and they just went, whoop, whoop, switched the proteins. You guys told me that we should have unleashed the beast and said, yo, this is messed up. And they're like, at least give us, not saying you should give us dessert, but make it clear that they should do something for us. Why didn't you send Lexi in? Because sometimes you said you like to sit back, relax, and enjoy other people going at it.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't feel like it was the setting for it. And I got my 10 ounces of steak.
No.
So I guess I just felt like
This is weird. This is just weird. 2 5-ounce.
It did feel weird. It felt weird to have 2
And then everyone's staring at you while you're eating, which is another weird thing.
Yeah, because everyone else was finished. And I was just cutting up my 5 ounces
on a
of steak
bread plate.
on a bread plate.
There was no sense
Still
of
sipping my
urgency
wine.
by them. This is very disappointing. No sense of urgency to make it right because they didn't feel like they made a mistake. And the fact that she told the chefs and they said, "What? Yeah, he ordered a 5-ounce steak, but claims he ordered a 10-ounce steak. So this is what we're gonna do." Oh yeah, I hate people like that.
Could you imagine the chefs in the background being like, "Hey, we need to throw another 5 steak on. The 5 ouncer on there." They're probably like, "What? A 5-ounce steak for this cheap?" I'm not going to finish the sentence.
So what I want to do next here is I want people to guess in the break who said these 3 starting phrases about the Green Bay Packers preseason game. I feel worse. This is pathetic, and I don't care. I feel worse. This was pathetic, and I don't care. Which of the 3 KBN participants said this about the Green Bay Packers preseason game? Plus, we'll get your reaction, and maybe it will turn into a Monday of Kyle Wallace being complete shambles like he is after every Green Bay Packers loss on a Monday. We will hit all of that on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
But what I've heard is very nutritious.
I was actually about to ask.
very
This is the
nutritious.
last conversation on it. Did you taste it? Hey, come on, did you taste it?
You got to. You got to make sure that it's good and good for your baby.
Yeah.
I know Jonathan Brust has. I have not yet.
Okay.
I definitely am.
You might as well take a little shot.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rick was at risk for a stroke, but now he's taking steps to reduce that risk. He checks his high blood pressure routinely to keep it under control. He exercises 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to get his heart pumping. He also calls the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line to help him manage his nicotine cravings. Did you know 80% of all strokes are preventable? Be like Rick and reduce your risk of stroke. Good job, Rick. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coverdale Stroke Program.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 59? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace. Right now at Universal Windows Direct, get 0% financing for 60 months, restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25 grand in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at WISHD.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at WISHD.com. Don't just see the world, feel it. Right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with you. 800-990-3776. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. Find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. An abysmal preseason game for the Green Bay Packers. 31 starters, I believe, did not play, but a good peek into the culture and the identity that's being built amongst Matt LaFleur and his team. And he himself was very upset. But I turned to Monday morning quarterback, Monday morning Packer backer, Kyle Wallace for the reaction. Come on, it's preseason.
No, it's a preseason game, and I'm trying to hold myself and hold my tongue, but I have to say, after the performance the Green Bay Packers had on Friday in the joint practice, for them to follow it up with this type of dud, I wasn't the only one disappointed in the Green Bay Packers performance. The coach, Matt LaFleur, was also disappointed in the performance. He expected so much more for this football team and the way they would react. Now, I didn't expect them to go out there and dominate or anything like that, but I mean, we didn't show up whatsoever. We literally took a trip down to Denver to kick it out in the high altitude in the hot sun. That's all they did, because when they came back, they gained nothing from these last couple days.
Nothing. You think that they gained nothing?
you know what? They gain clarity of the fact that they have a lot of stuff they have to work on. They have a lot, and again, the starters did not play in the game, but we know on Friday, the starters didn't do well on Friday. The Packers literally, what did they win? They won nothing. It seems like whether it was the scrimmage on Friday or the game on Sunday, the Packers got manhandled and beat up by a team that was just much more hungry than the Green Bay Packers. The Denver Broncos looked at this as an opportunity to gauge how good they are against a team that everyone assumes, myself included, is going to be a good football team this year. The end results came out, them feeling good about themselves, Sean Payton smiling ear to ear, and the Green Bay Packers thinking, okay, who are we, what are we, and how are we going to react to this?
Yeah, well, I do remember being off on Friday on the golf course, and I think like at lunch or something, I was on Twitter going through the joint practice, and I was like, oh, this is not looking like it's going very well for the Packers. Like, okay, joint practice. So I was like, Kyle's going to say something, isn't he? And then what do you know? Our Packer backer was very upset by the Broncos first teamers against the Packers first teamers in the joint practice. And then that led to, what was it, 27-2 last night?
It was 27-2, and Bo Nix kept cooking.
Yeah, I mean, this whole Denver experience was pathetic from start to finish. It really was. It doesn't matter if it's the ones versus ones in the joint practices, or even what we saw on Sunday night, watching the twos against the Broncos ones, which is kind of a stacked matchup. But no matter who was on the field for the Green Bay Packers, the Denver Broncos got the better of them. And the one thing they did earn is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for the Green Bay Packers and Matt LaFleur to realize that they don't got it. I mean, everyone's patting on them back. Everyone's giving them their flowers throughout the season, saying, oh, these guys are going to be Super Bowl contenders. And I still think they're going to be a really good team. But this is a wake-up call because the Broncos are probably a bottom third NFL team. And like you said, the Packers won nothing when it comes to one-on-one joint practices or anything in the game. And the reason why the game matters is because you're going to inevitably have these guys need to fill in at some point. So the question is, can any of these guys come in and compete with number ones? It looks like nobody can. So it's a shocking revelation that the Packers, who should be a title contender, should be much further along than they are right now. Brian Bulaga said when he had joint practices with Aaron Rodgers, he said he cooked the Houston Texans. Whenever we had good teams, we at least hung in there or cooked the opposing team. The Packers are behind where they want to be as of now if they want to be a title contender.
800-990-3776. Kyle, I believe your quote that I read was, "You feel worse." Brad said it was pathetic. And I would say you guys are overreacting. This is a preseason game in which 31 starters were down. Yes, if there's one thing that I would be like, you know what, it's maybe just a little bit concerning on the concern scale of 1 to 10, like a 3 or 4, is the depth, right? The depth conversation. But at the same point, not everyone that like was out there is going to be like a significant contributor, if at all. And so let's say that somebody goes down, right, and somebody steps in. It doesn't mean you have to play at an all-world level. You're going to have, if you believe that the defense and the offense have the main 22 guys that are needed, and let's say, 13 offense, 13 defense, just because you got a couple extra wide receivers that are good, a backup tight end in Tucker Kraft, who knows if he's even to start. Like, you have enough guys there. Sure, the offensive line depth isn't great, but at the same time, they always tend to figure out the offensive line. I'm not panicking over a preseason game number 2. Yes, if anything, sure, I'll go with Brad. This is a wake-up call. The only thing that I would agree with from that standpoint is, yeah, sure, maybe there's our bleep don't stank hangover of we were 2-5. We played some of the best football in the NFL last year. We beat the Cowboys at Jerry World, and we were one possession away from going to the NFC Championship game. Is there a natural chest out? We need to cut, maybe we roll like the old term in basketball was, you can't just roll the ball out there and just expect to win. You got to go earn it. And sure, they didn't do it in a joint practice or a preseason game where 31 starters didn't play, but I'm not going to sit here and hit the panic button.
When did they do it? I'm being so serious when I say this, and y'all know I love my Green Bay Packers, but my thing about this is I believe that the Green Bay Packers are thinking that their stuff don't stink, and they're trying to skip steps. You just talked about earning it. To me, when you already go into a game, a week saying our starters aren't going to play, right? That sets the tone for the starters this week. Obviously, they were all sloppy and they weren't into it. We anointed the Green Bay Packers.
There's another joint practice coming, and they'll be just fine there.
Well, we hope so. But my thing is
gosh.
This. I feel like
what happened?
we have anointed and crowned the Green Bay Packers already.
Season and hear Kyle and talk about Jordan Love could be in the Hall of Fame talk.
I
this,
agree.
that. I love I'm gushing over Goody. He could be executive of the year. And then one joint practice later, I got to be sitting here with Kyle right now, acting like the world is falling down with 31 starters out and one joint practice that went bad.
The Green Bay
can't be perfect every time you play.
I don't need
And if there's any time for you to not overreact and say, you know what? I'm going to sit back as a Packer back and be like, you know what, good. They got their butts kicked by the Broncos. Guess what? If you believe this team is actually good enough, they'll be fine. They have a whole nother week of practice to learn from what happened. There's no reason to overreact. You go in against the Ravens, you practice better, and then you head towards getting ready to what really matters. There are teams that go 0-3 and look terrible, and then do just fine in the regular season because that is how the NFL works.
I feel like we're a young football team.
We literally are trying to get rid of preseason games from the NFL, and now we're sitting on a Sunday night because there's 2 games at 7 o'clock, and the Packers are one of them, and we're all watching them, and I got to listen to you act like Goody's going to be executive of the year. If he was executive of the year, you would be sitting here talking about how scared you are about the depth of this team, and it's a wake-up call, and blah, blah, blah. It's trash. It's trash to be trashing this team over the preseason game and the joint practice as if there isn't more to come for this team this week. You basically close the door on something, and then if they play well in the joint practice on Friday, this team's going to the Super Bowl. That's what you will do.
Will I do that if the Packers play well? No, but what I will say is that they have to have a mentality shift this week where there needs to be a more locked-in, more focused football team. Something was not right when they went down to Denver, and I'm telling you, Matt LaFleur is going to fix that right now. My point is that the Green Bay Packers have not earned the right to be able to sit guys out like this. They clearly need more work. There's more work to be done by this football team. There's more kinks to be worked out in the joint practice this week, in the game on Sunday or Saturday? Saturday, that preseason game, they need to play the starters. The starters got to play at least 1 series or 2 series just to make sure everything is working in the right direction and you feel good about what comes up next. Because right now, this is all the pre-show. The real thing starts coming up real soon, and the Green Bay Packers need to make sure they're ready for the big show.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, I used this analogy on Friday, but this is like we're opening a restaurant together, and we have some soft openings for family and friends where they get to test the menu and taste it, and they're tasting it, and it tastes bad. And we need to start looking at the ingredients, at the process.
But this isn't a new restaurant.
And opening
we have film for what
Ben,
this team can do.
Opening night is coming soon. And if we get bad reviews opening night, it's going to take a while to reclaim that 5-star status.
This team was 2-5, and they turned it around.
With a miraculous turnaround,
Oh,
Ben.
my gosh. Now it's miraculous.
It was.
Now, what they did was miraculous. It wasn't the hard work that they put in and the way that Jordan Love played. The way that the guy that they just signed to one of the largest contracts in the NFL at $220 million for 4 years, and now we're overreacting to preseason joint practice. I'm done with this.
In what world do people go out there where they're judged off their performance, and when they perform poorly, we make excuses? That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You're saying it doesn't matter. It matters.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It paints light to the depth issues on the way back end of the team.
Bro,
and sure, Matt
you're
LaFleur
acting like it's Aaron Rodgers trotting out there. You're acting like it's Devontae Adams trotting out there, like it's Clay Matthews. This is a young, inexperienced football team that showed us how good they can be. We need to make sure they will be that way, and by performing the way they did against the Denver Broncos, you're running the risk of potentially having another slow start to the season this year, and that is not what you're trying to build with this organization.
Guys, 31 stars in play, but they played really bad against the Broncos. We're going to start slow now. Unbelievable.
You going to ignore what happened Friday?
Oh, a joint practice? Yeah.
You going to ignore what happened Friday?
It doesn't mean I have to ignore, but I have to hold this team into we're going to start slow because they had a bad joint practice.
This week needs to be better.
Of course. But that's not what you're saying. You're not saying they need to be better this week. You're saying, oh my gosh, everything's been so bad. This is a trend. This team's going to start slow.
Outside of one pass against the Browns, has this offense been impressive all offseason or all training camp? No.
But how many times have we talked to people about joint practices or playing in training camp? Of course the defense is going to do a little bit better when they're going against the stuff that they go against every single day. It's like that in every sport.
It has to be concerning that the offense, regardless of whether you're playing against first stringers, the second string versus first string.
Why don't we just, I got an idea. Let's just take Jordan Love's contract, rip it up, and then just forget.
He's got to start playing. Like
of course he does.
$55 million
Let's see in Sao Paulo. We'll see what old boy looks like in Sao Paulo, because my faith is in Jordan Love, not in trying to break down the joint practice and the rest of the 31 starters that didn't play in game 2 of the preseason like we're in 1996.
But Sao Paulo is 2.5 weeks away. It's not a long time.
Diana McGuanago.
They're closer to there than they are the start of the
800-990-3776. Who's the player who played well?
Hopper.
Sure did.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you, Diana. Appreciate the positivity there. 800-990-3776.
She saw all the trash around him.
Goodness. We're acting like this team didn't just go to the playoffs, beat the Cowboys, and now we're hitting the panic button like you think they're going to miss the playoffs.
Ben, you're being ridiculous.
You literally called Goody the executive of the year last week.
Yeah,
and now you're looking at his depth, and you're like,
Ben's irritated. He's irritable right now.
I am.
He let Diana get 2 words in there.
All she had was 2 words.
That is true.
She was going to attempt to calm me down.
It didn't work. 800-990-3776. Talk about overreaction to preseason. That's Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman. Brad's living like he's playing in 2013. Kyle, of course, is overreacting to everything he sees every day. And Alex Strofe and I are keeping it real every day on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. The best segment of the show, per everyone who ever listens, is Becoming Relevant, and that's next. Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe is always good.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Brad was like, it's the 414 hour at 4.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, "Oh, you want me? No way!" Because all last week, it was so much fun to do that, and I was like, "Well, I guess it's back to Kyle doing it now." When you said, "Want to do it with me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it."
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount liquor.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
31 players on the Packers roster not dressing for game number 2 of the preseason on Sunday night in Denver, and that resulted in a 27-2 loss to the Broncos. The scoreboard isn't exactly what Coach Matt LaFleur was upset about. It was about the lack of production.
Offensively, just want to see more fight from our guys. That was frustrating, just the lack of ability to move the football, both in the running game and in the pass.
And the next chance to reevaluate any game scenario will be joint practices with the Baltimore Ravens this week before the final preseason game on Saturday afternoon at Lambeau Field.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Catholic Memorial Football is back this Friday.
Inside the 30, he's going to be gone. You cannot catch that speed. M.J. Mitchell all the way into the end zone.
The Crusaders return to action on ESPN Milwaukee Friday night with a big-time matchup against Franklin. Crusaders football is presented by R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and DM Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30, right here on 94.5 ESPN or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
I'm Ben Jewick with Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors. The crew is winning ball games here in Milwaukee and around the country. Our team stands ready to help your organization win across North America. Powered by Coakley Connect, our revolutionary facilities management platform, the Coakley crew supports clients across the country manage their real estate portfolio, offering facility-focused products and services, interior design, construction, new furniture, installation, and move management. We'll help you create and manage interior environments that drive your teams forward. Visit CoakleyBrothers.com and hit a home run.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Don't let me down.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. 800-990-3776. Kyle with an overreaction, in my opinion, to the Packers preseason and joint practice. Let's go to Chris in New Berlin. Welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's up, Chris?
Good.
Hey, I never thought I'd be defending Ben Brust of all people, but I want to say that it doesn't matter, and that I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, and I'm sure this Kyle guy is too. But I listen to this show because I can't stomach the Greenberg show, and the way he acts is pretty crazy about the Jets, you know. So you're all fans, and I'm a fan, and it doesn't really matter because it's all about Jordan Love's leadership, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Chris. And that's, I mean, a little bit of what I get at is all it's going to come down to is obviously there isn't a ton of depth. Like, they're not the deepest team in the league. But we're talking about a team that went from 2-5 to making the playoffs as the youngest team in the NFL. And sure, you need to continue to get better, but I'm not going to let a joint practice on Friday and a preseason game with 31 starters out affect my opinion with a whole week of training camp and another joint practice ahead of us to deter what I think is a positive outlook for the Green Bay Packers. We go to a different Packer backer. His name is Alex Strofe. This is his segment.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
Chef Ed on the text line, what is Kyle's favorite footwear? Flip-flops.
I was really interested to hear what my favorite footwear was.
Backtracking, flip-flop.
I didn't flip-flop on anything.
I thought
Goody the executive of the year.
I'd still like Goody being the executive of the year. I never took a step away from that.
Okay.
That had to do with guys raising their level of competition.
Speaking of football, flag football coming to the Olympics in 2028. Flag football quarterback Daryl Doucette, who is 5'7", just for those of you keeping track at home, says it's disrespectful that they, quote, it's disrespectful that they automatically assume they're able to join the Olympic team, end quote, about NFL players. I once again say this is the quarterback who's 5'7". Yeah. NFL players should participate, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
We need gold.
There was a part of the quote that I thought was more upsetting. He said, they're not even the ones that grew this game to Olympic levels. Bro, he's talking about flag football, talking about NFL didn't grow the game. Give me a break.
And then he also said they just think they're going to be able to come in here and, take our spots.
Give the guys who helped this game get to where it's at their respect.
All right, give me. You got anyone got a name of these guys that we need to respect?
Daryl Doucette. Hausch.
I can tell you.
Sucks.
Oh, wow.
Well, I can tell you this much, though.
Tyreek Hill, good.
Did anybody know there was a flag
Patrick
football?
Mahomes is throwing behind the back passes.
Yeah, these guys would be playing in the NFL if they could.
Did you know there was a flag football league though? I did not know that.
I thought it was like literally
For children.
like rec.
Yeah,
Like recreational for 40-year-olds.
I didn't know this existed until he came out and said this. I was like, oh, I thought they were just making a flag football in the Olympics just because. I'm more intrigued by the Pro Bowl flag football game than I am whatever Mr. Darryl Doucette plays.
What do you think the crowd size is for a flag football game that
Friends and family.
Darryl
Yeah.
Doucette is playing
It's
in?
like a semi-pro.
Less than 1,000 people?
Friends and family, that's it.
Football league, yeah, something like that. The Racine Raiders get a bigger crowd than they get. Shout out to the Racine Raiders.
Racine Raiders going to the championship, aren't they?
They always do.
Of what?
A semi-pro.
Oh, wow.
Brad, don't let semi-pro have their moment.
Yeah, don't come in and take the punter spot.
They need a punter? I'll go out there.
Win a championship for once.
Brad's ass ain't going from Oconomowoc to Racine.
You're right. A
little bit
what
too
are they
long of a
making? Maybe
ride.
like $50 a game?
Hey, don't be disrespectful.
I'm just saying.
Let those guys chase their dreams.
That's my
Brad.
gas to get there.
Well, Ben referenced did Patrick Mahomes throwing a behind-the-back pass in their preseason game against the Detroit Lions. Then went on to say Travis Kelce ran the wrong route. He threw it out of spite behind his back, but Kelce made it a play. Here was Kelce's response on the Chiefs television network.
It wasn't a play. No, it was a play. It was a first down. You know, he's got the voice thing, and so he kind of mumbled out the play. I couldn't hear it. I was walking up to the line. I was like trying to decipher what he was saying. Before I knew it, he snapped the ball, and and then I kind of saw him out of my peripheral run to the sideline. So I was trying to go help my guy out. By the time I looked over there, he was already in mid-form, like a photo on a sports card, throwing the ball to me. So it was just, I guess, right place at the right time.
Right place at the right time. What can't Patrick Mahomes do? And also, is that the best bromance in professional sports?
No. I feel like I don't know. Travis Kelce isn't very likable to me.
Really?
Really?
I love Travis
I'm actually
Kelce.
with
I
you
like
on that
I
one.
like his.
Boy, the Swifties are coming for
I'm
you,
with you on
boys.
that one.
You had said something about him. He's kind of.
Yeah, he called,
He's like
I
he's
use the
very
word.
douchey.
No, he
Yeah.
used a word. He used
I know
a bad
you
word.
can't
Did
say
I-
the
did I
bad.
use
Yeah,
bad
you
word?
used a bad word.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember what
You
word
swore
it was.
and we dumped it.
Yeah. Wild. Who would have thought I would have went
His
there?
brother's way more likable.
yeah.
His brother's more relatable. His brother's more
I like
cool.
Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce got that swag about him.
I like Travis Kelce.
Before he
I don't
started
know.
dating, I won't say Travis Swift. Before he started dating Taylor Swift, he had a little bit more swag to him. Now he kind of got the country boy in him, but I like him. I like him a lot.
He does the
I
voice
think
changing thing.
There's
you
some
know.
like fakeness to him that I
Yeah,
like.
that's it.
Maybe. I like him. He can come to the cookout.
It's like he's trying too hard. But maybe it's his personality. I don't know him. But
he's damn
I
good.
don't find him likable nor relatable.
Thank you. I agree.
Man, that's how you
But-
do with your boys who play in the league with you?
I don't know. I have an opinion on him.
You guys
I
got
don't like
drafted the
everybody.
same year?
What?
Right, or a year before? You guys ran this league circles together?
Yeah. We ran in league circles together. I will say,
league
I
circles
feel
together.
No,
like-
you weren't.
No, you didn't.
well, our time in the NFL.
The closest you
was
got
the
to a
same
position
Venn
player, or not
diagram.
even like a defensive back or
I
someone of
played against
significance, was when Pac-Man Jones wanted to fight you in before the
and that gives
season.
me street cred in NFL circles. That's that dude that was trying to fight Pac-Man. I said, that's me. What's up?
I wonder if Pac-Man still remembers.
No.
He tries to fight everybody. I just happened
That's what
to
they
be-
told you,
I
Brad.
just happened to be in the wake that day. I feel like Mahomes was looking for an opportunity to do this pass, though.
Yeah, preseason game's a good opportunity to do it.
Yeah, because you see him practice it and do this kind of stuff in practice. I feel like, yes, he ran the wrong route, but in Patrick Mahomes' mind, he's like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You're not just going to do that on a whim.
Out of spite.
You think he thought he was going to complete it?
No.
Really?
No, that's what he said at least.
I hope we appreciate what we're watching with Pat, though.
It's ridiculous.
He's special.
You guys talk about why, like, I say, I think, that, if the Packers make the Super Bowl, I'll give them a lot of flowers. I'm not sure many people are beating Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs over the next 5 years. Like, this is like Tom Brady-esque. They're going to have a hard
Brad
time
with the
being
National Football Hot Take of the Year right here.
beat. Yeah. Believe it or not, Kansas City Chiefs are good.
It's true. Accurate statement. Minshew Mania. Devontae Adams will be catching passes from Gardner Minshew. He's officially named the starter out in Vegas.
I am staying away from Devontae Adams in any fantasy drafts because he's going to get hurt again. He keeps getting Well, actually, I kind of like
Do you mean
Gardner.
emotionally hurt?
No, I mean, they were literally throwing balls across the middle that he kept getting hammered on
receiver,
last year.
yeah. highlighted that receiver. Jaden Daniels, by the way, the starter also in Washington. It's quarterback season. We're getting official starters. Minshew Mania, though, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
What are you
Former
doing?
Jag.
This is your segment, and you're bringing Minshew Mania here?
Dude, Minshew Mania should be everywhere. What are you asking?
How much do you think Devontae Adams regrets being in
125%.
Like,
no,
he
he
must
said
be
it himself.
kicking
He doesn't
himself
regret
every
it.
day.
No, he said it.
He said it like 8 times.
Yeah, I swear I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't regret it.
Watch the receiver documentary on Netflix. You realize he 100% regrets it.
Will he be a Jet by Halloween?
All right, Greeny.
It's a Greeny take that I tend to agree with.
I could see it. Yeah, I'd say it's better than 50%.
The Raiders are going to be stuck in no man's land if they're looking for an asset for an aging. I hate to say aging, but he's kind of starting to get up there in age. Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
Is Devontae disgruntled enough to go to management and say trade me?
Oh, did you didn't
Probably
watch
not
the receiver?
quite, but yes, he's getting there.
Listen, he was a prima donna in that.
Really?
Oh my gosh, he was frustrated. He was on the sideline talking upset with the quarterback, telling the backup quarterback that came in. I can't recall who it was because it was not
Aiden O'Connell.
It wasn't Aiden O'Connell. It was somebody. It was Brian Hoyer. He was trying to talk to him like, bro,
It's crazy that Brian
quarterbacks.
Hoyer is still in the league.
It really is.
Brad, if you were in a Devontae Adams situation and you could go home and unwind, I know what you would do.
That's right. There's only one thing I go to grab. In fact, I was drinking it all weekend. It's Carbless, of course. Carbless is my go-to drink when I'm looking to kick back, relax, have a good time, and I was drinking plenty of it this weekend. That's because it tastes like summer. I mean, the margarita 4-pack is what I was sipping all weekend, but there's so much more, like the classic cocktails and the fruit flavors like cranberry and black cherry and lemon lime, and the taste of it. Just everybody knows when they take that first sip, it's like, ooh, I know what Brad was talking about. So good, but it doesn't just stop there. I get my workouts in, I try to eat healthy, looking for that guilt-free drinking experience. Carbless has got my back there too. No carbs, no sugars, gluten-free, less carbonation, that means less bloat, so I'm looking and feeling good, and only 100 calories per can. I mean, literally, from start to finish, the Carbless has everything I am looking for. That's why the Nortman fridge is stacked with it. If you have not discovered why less is more and enjoying your summer with Carbless, you need to find out now. Discover why less is more with Carbless. Find them online and at retailers near you.
All right, so this is actually this is more important to me than actually what happened on the field yesterday. It is the reason why Brad Nortman in the Nortman estate said, Lexi, hold on. I got to watch the TV. There was something going on in the Packers game. Brad relives that moment, and I'll tell you why it's important next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Alex Strofe is Mr. Irrelevant.
If you're paying him, the expectations you should be one of the 5 or 10 best quarterbacks in the league all year long.
Tune into ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 for Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe.
So the national expectation is this guy is the real deal. And I believe that. But how real of a deal is he?
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Check out the newest Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Ask for Haley. I will make you look and feel great. Take advantage of our grand opening special. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that will join the team starting in September. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean, green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Daniel Holland from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is joining me. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different from most other surgeons?
At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, we have all fellowship-trained orthopedic specialists. We have all subspecialties of orthopedics covered through our office, so you can see anybody from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes and everywhere in between.
So let's say someone is feeling pain and they finally walk into OAW for that first time. Can you take me through that process of what's going to happen next?
We always start with an office appointment, which will involve me conversing with the patient, trying to figure out what's happening, and then a physical exam. And we have on-site x-ray and on-site MRI if we should need to move into diagnostic tests of that sort.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Was in the kitchen, probably vacuuming, cleaning, doing something that he always does in the Nortman estate. Do you have Zumbas and stuff like that around, or are you guys all hands on deck?
Is it Roombas or Zumbas?
I don't know.
I think
Zumbas are Zumbas
the
pants?
No, Zumba is the dance class that old women take at the YMCA.
Zubas are pants.
Zubas.
The Roombas are.
Well, we're 52 minutes in, and I'm already messing up words on Monday, so mark that as the first time, because I think I've been pretty good so far. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here. Alex Strofer on the show, UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776.
One quick thing with vacuums, though, while we're on it, you guys will be entertained by this.
Oh, no.
We have 2 Dysons, so Lexi and I can vacuum at the same time.
Cool.
Divide and conquer.
Cool. Was that really worth the drop-in? Do you feel good?
I don't know if you guys thought that'd be strange or
Well,
not.
I'm just trying to figure out
No, it's
why
just the least shocking thing in the world that you spend more money on vacuums than you do on your 10-year anniversary in Napa.
Here we go. Break.
So wait,
Go get different areas of the house.
so you have to vacuum at the same time.
They do everything at the same time. They do everything, Kyle. You know this.
We don't have to. We just want to.
I like watching other people clean while I put my feet up and be like, oh, look at that. And then, if
How's
vice
that
versa.
received?
Very well. I clean.
Is it very well, my ass?
Yeah, no, I do some cleaning. I did a lot of cleaning this weekend.
He got high voice there.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I did.
Voice
I did.
inflection.
No,
to
I
the
did a
max.
lot of cleaning this weekend. I most certainly did.
Okay. Well, in the preseason game for the Green Bay Packers, unfortunately, because the offense was so bad, we only really didn't get to see many points, obviously. We saw safety, but we saw one field goal kick. And as our punter of the show, who punted in Super Bowl 50, was a holder, very familiar with the specialist game, I'm not going to lie, this was probably like what I was most interested in with all the starters out, to be completely honest, was who the heck's going to make a kick?
It was one of the biggest plays of the game. And for real. I mean,
I know.
This is one of the biggest
27-2, the biggest play of the game, the field goal.
If people want to argue that preseason games don't matter, particularly this one, because your twos, I can understand that argument, but this was the most important play of the game then, because you got to figure out who's going to be scoring you points and who's going to be your kicker. And so I had the game on, right? Big old TV, and I watched like the first full quarter and a half, and then I was like, okay, I got to do something else. Yeah, I literally need to leave the couch and do something else. So Lexi and I were doing things in the kitchen. Yes, we were cleaning. Yes, we were food prepping. We're doing all the things we normally do, and all of a sudden, they trot out there. It's a fourth down. They trot out there for a field goal. So I say, okay, hold on, baby, hold on. I got to watch this.
No more meal prepping without me.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's stop. I got to watch this. It was kind of like silence in the Nortman household as we watch it. And I said, ooh, Joseph's out there. That's interesting. That makes me think that he has the inside track. Usually you're going to have the guy who's sort of up the entire game. The first one that goes out there, he's probably...
Even if it's later in the game or early in the game, it's not like set quarters. It's like, hey, you're going to get the first kick no matter what.
Yep, it's like you got the first one, then you got the second one, and back and forth. Or it might go by quarter, but somebody always takes the first one, right? And so Joseph clearly was in line to take the first one. So I was like, oh, here we go. Joseph's doing well in practice. Carlson's struggling. Well-ish. Better than Carlson. I was like, dude's going to make this 40-some-yard field goal, and he's going to seal it. He's going to seal. And guess what he did? My man pushed it outside the net, outside even the field goal net. And I just thought to myself, like, I'm not sure the kicker's on the roster. I just am really not sure the kicker's on the roster. And why is it a big deal?
How do you find somebody else? So they brought in like 18 kickers this offseason.
You might have to wait until final cuts, because the problem with Joseph missing in a game is weighted like missing 8 practice kicks. I mean, it's a big deal. You only get so many of them, and they're that important when it comes to evaluation that him missing that, I feel like sets him back behind Carlson. And Carlson's struggling.
He's 80%.
He's 80%.
80% is Carlson. Joseph's still like 82%, but on the weighted scale of him missing this 47-yarder wide right of the net, again, to me, puts him below Carlson, but nobody can text in, call in, talk to their friends, and say out loud that right now, I believe that Anders Carlson is a great option for the Packers kicker.
Oh, that would be foolish.
No, that's my point. No one would say that. So right now,
Goody wouldn't say it, and Matt LaFleur for dang sure wouldn't say it.
And I feel
now
like
he's praying when Greg Joseph goes out there.
Oh, here we go again.
And for like a Super Bowl contending team like the Packers are striving to be, you cannot have a big question mark at kicker. You just can't. And we've seen what that can do to your Super Bowl hopes last season in the playoff run. So I don't know. It's me being a former specialist. Like, I root for the specialists. Like, when I see them go out there, I was like, all right, Joseph, let's pipe it down the middle. Middle third, baby. Let's go. And he totally missed it. I thought that was his opportunity to win the job.
And inside kicking here, then the high altitude, you usually don't have to worry about, especially a 47-yarder in today's age, about getting it there. It's literally just placement.
It was in the 80s in Denver. That ball travels like none other. All you had to do is just get it going straight. And he just pushed it so far. So I was disappointed in that, because I was stoked. I stopped what Lexi and I were doing. Said, baby, pause, freeze. And we would watch it. And it was just such a disappointment. It was such an embodiment of what the kickers have been doing and what the Packers have been struggling with kickers all last season and this season.
You know what's interesting is that we thought that last year when we moved on from a longtime legend, that it would be Jordan Love who will be struggling. It is the kicking position that actually struggling, not the quarterback.
Versace's special teams suck.
We are struggling without Mason Crosby. We have still not figured this out. Is it that hard to find a kicker? I'm dead serious.
And then Aubrey's hitting a 66-yarder.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
right in our face.
Like, I know.
They found that guy from where?
He played soccer.
He was a soccer player. Yeah.
Bring in the Milwaukee Wave. They're an indoor team. Bring in 20 Milwaukee Wave people.
Wait a minute. Milwaukee Wave might be a little no knock on the Wave, but I don't think there's a whole bunch of D1 players there.
Okay, you get my point. Is there's got to be another option than to watch two kickers kick 80% in training camp.
It's discouraging. It's super discouraging.
No, for real though,
you talk about question marks entering the season. What are the things that we can think that can hold this team back? This is one of them. And I root for the kickers.
We can't look this up because you got to really do a lot of research to figure out what kickers on what roster, who may get cut. That's a lot of stuff. There's 32 NFL teams.
That's really not that much research.
Okay, well,
because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of kickers that are solidified for their teams.
I think there's about 7 teams that have 2 kickers.
But then
right now.
than finding out what kicker may be available for the Green Bay Packers to pick up. Because like you said, Brad,
have them all on speed dial. Because who's ever in the special teams research room should be looking at who has, like, if there's a kicking competition camp, it can't be worse than the 280% we got going on here in Packerland.
I'm still trying to figure out what Jake Bates is doing right now with the Detroit Lions. He's not going to get the actual job, is he?
Well, no, the Lions kicker hurt himself, so I think he might get the job.
Oh, God.
The Browns have 2 kickers, Dustin Hopkins and Katie Ork.
Those are 2 good kickers, too.
We'll take them. Now.
We got to take somebody. If legitimately, we had to take somebody. We can't go into season like this. We cannot.
800-990-3776 of all of the hubush from the preseason game, the one that I was like, oh, this is actually really annoying, is the Greg Joseph missed field goal. It's like, come on. If everything's going to go wrong, I guess it all goes wrong. That's how it is in this world. But in 2 minutes, there's a team that deserves more than what they've been given by KBN. We are the official Milwaukee Brewers superfan show, and so we kick off that next after the Packers don't deserve any more time, at least for 15 minutes next in 2 minutes.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Walsh for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, get 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And remember, football season is here and cooler temps are on the way, so do not wait. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free plus 0% financing for 60 months. That is 5 years. Restrictions apply. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to uwd.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services in cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
All right, rapid fire on the KBN Twitter, X at KBN ESPN. Is the Packers' Week 1 kicker on the roster right now? And then poll number 2, are you buying this Milwaukee Brewers team to get to the World Series? 800-990-3776. Whether it be taking 2 of 3 from the Cincinnati Reds, whether it be taking a split with the Dodgers after it looked like a very bad 0-2 start, lost 3 games in a row. Is this young team going to crumble? Nope. Come right back. Devin Williams takes care of Mookie Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman like it's nothing. Then you get the Gardos that come in from Cleveland with the best record in Major League Baseball. No problem there. Sweep City Central, 7-3 their last 10 games, the highest they've been above 500, 1 game out of the National League best record. National League, I'm not saying NL Central. So I don't care wherever you find your closest flowers, whether you're on a walk right now or driving home, look for some flowers and give these Brewers their dang flowers. Because Devin Williams coming back, great. Then you get a rookie and lefty and Koenig in there to close it out, dunzo. I mean, they have found ways to win games, and not to mention, despite the fact that Brandon Woodruff, Wade Miley, Corbin Burns traded, everything that's happened to this team, they have the best run differential in the National League. So I am sitting here proclaiming that, yes, I am a believer. I do believe this team can get to the World Series. Do I realize it's an uphill challenge? Do I believe in the pitching 100%? No, I don't. But it's baseball, and this team has put themselves in a position where all it takes is getting hot at the right time. Did anyone think when the Brewers lost to the Diamondbacks that they make it to the World Series last year? Absolutely not. I just saw, again, the Braves, who the Brewers played 4 series ago. Austin Riley out. There's been injuries to the Braves are done. My point is, whether it be the Phillies or the Dodgers when it comes to the NL, or the Diamondbacks, who've had the best record in the Major League Baseball since the All-Star break, all you have to do is get there. And I'm done trying to reel myself back into trying to get my expectations too high for this team. At this point, I have let my heart go. My heart is in this. My heart is in with this team. Pat Murphy has bought my heart. I am ready to have it break, or I am ready to be full of beers thrown down my face and everything, and I don't care, spraying beers at the parking lots of Fam Field.
The parade's going to be so sick.
I don't want to get stay in the present now. I know we're looking at the World Series.
You just said we should pull it. You just said you're buying them as a World Series team.
I know, but this is my problem.
You said that.
I know, and then we start talking about it, I get a little scared.
I'm bought all the way in.
I know.
I'm already playing in the parade route.
You got, Strofe is high and low, right? And right now he's on a high because the team's playing so well.
Yeah, look, but they're playing great teams.
What they did is what they struggled with all year leading up to the last week is they struggled with good teams. And they lost 2, as Benny said, to the Dodgers, and it was like, okay, maybe they can't.
Maybe this
with the big boys.
Yeah, Colin Ray got lit up, and then Colin Ray comes back against the Gardos.
Does that
no hitter through 6, 2-hitter through 8. Give my guy some flowers there too. I'm done being like I don't believe in Colin Ray guy. Because guess what?
Colin Ray's an ace.
That's what I'm not going to go that far. Colin Ray is a guy.
No.
I don't need the term ace. I just need guys that will give me quality starts. And Freddie was going to be the ace. He hasn't given me 10 quality starts.
Colin Ray's the ace.
Use ace.
Colin Ray is
We're getting caught in the minutia of who cares ace or no ace. It just needs to be guys that have continued to play at a level that puts this team in position to win ball games. And with the second or third best run differential in the MLB, the best run differential in the NL, 800-990-3776. Tell me why I shouldn't be wholeheartedly into Pat Murphy. I know Christian Yelich is out, but guess what, guys? Continue to step up, and it is just beautiful to see.
Listen, I would exchange a Brewers World Series for like 3 other, for like a future Bucks, a future Packers, and even a Badgers college football. Like I would go that far to see a Brewers World Series victory. With that being said, baby, I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm not going to go to where you are, Ben. I can't.
You don't get no. Strofe, he's gone.
Not in charge.
You don't get to just enjoy the ride.
Hold on a minute. I'm mad at you. We're gonna eat each other apart here because you just said, "Tell me why I shouldn't wholeheartedly be in." But when I said, "Help me plan the parade," you said, "Oh, we can't go that far." You're either wholeheartedly in or you're not. Which one is it? You helping me plan the parade?
Look what the footwear he has now.
I don't know what
That's the champagne. That's the champagne.
Let's go get some lawn chairs and set them out on the parade route because this team's going to the World Series.
Reserved. Strofe, Brust, Wisconsin Ave.
Listen,
Water Street. I don't care where it is.
I want to believe that. But I can't put my heart and my money on it yet. I just can't. I've been hurt too many times. My hopes too high. This team, I don't know how they're doing what they're doing. I really don't. It is against
That's
all
called non-belief.
No,
is what
it
is.
No, Murphy.
It's
the Pat
shock.
Murphy effect. Yeah. They found ways to win games that no other team in baseball could.
Like how are they winning games so consistently?
20 different starters, 10 different guys that made saves.
Against talent. Like they are out talented against all these good teams. So how are they winning? It's unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. I'm enjoying the ride. I don't want to put that on them because I didn't have those expectations all year. From the start of opening day, I just thought, you know what? This team is gritty. They're fun. I love the culture. I'm going to keep that mindset and keep riding that mindset for myself because the minute that I'm like, okay, this is 2018 all over again. This is 2011. I just saw how that story ended. And I want to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, pump the brakes, slow down. I'm a huge Packer fan too.
He's so brainwashed and trying to trick people, and you think he's a Packers fan. Now he's going to be a huge Brewers fan all of a sudden and say, you know what, the Brewers, I'm a huge Brewers fan, but...
I am a huge Brewers fan, but... If we think this is a World Series team, we know that we're hoping for it, right? We don't confidently believe that, the Brewers have everything. They have all the horses on the pitching staff. They have everything we need when it comes to batting. Christian Yelich is out.
What
He's
team
gone.
has the perfect
there's a
team?
lot of...
Well, I would say I would take the Phillies because they're more consistent in the sense with the pitching staff that they have as well. And then when I look at the L.A. Dodgers as well, they just got bigger bats as well.
The Dodgers pitching is not that great.
Okay, but they still have
they're
studs and they have
front-end
stars.
stacked.
You just raved about the fact that Devin Williams was able to mow down that lineup to end the game. Was that last week? Like you raved about that because those are guys. Those are really good baseball players. And so again, it just
I love the Phillies roster.
To me,
but this is about what the Brewers have done.
It's about what the Brewers have done. But I just don't feel confident they're going to win a World Series. It just doesn't feel like
this is what Brewers fans do right now.
No, this is what we do.
As soon as there's a window of hope, it's I'm going to shut my expectations down.
It's because it's a learned behavior. I mean, how many times are we going to get those?
There's no
expectations
count
high?
sellout on this team. It's Pat Murphy's team.
We will see. It's just you don't see too many World Series teams trotting out there a Freddie Peralta, a Colin Ray.
Would you
Don't
agree?
say his name like that.
Yeah.
Don't
Look
say
at
his name like that.
that. You don't deserve to root for the team. Colin Ray,
Tobias Myers. Like I love him. I literally love him. I love Freddie.
They got three good arms.
And then he's doing the I love him thing.
To my seam heads right here. Okay, this is a legit
Seam
question.
heads plural.
Yeah, there you go, Struff. I'm looping you in with Ben.
Good.
Well,
is this the least talented playoff-bound Brewer team in the last 15 years?
Bro, the 20.
I'm literally asking a question.
No.
Absolutely not. I mean, this team has the best run differential in the NL.
They have talent, but they're young. I mean, maybe it's just me the fact that I'm a Milwaukee Brewers fan and I've been around for so long. And when you think about rosters that you have, you don't think all of a sudden that you move on from so many different pieces. You don't have a Brandon Woodruff at all this year because he's not healthy whatsoever. And you bring in young guys. You have literally Jackson Chourio, who's one of the youngest players in baseball, playing the way he does. This, to me, does not say this is a World Series type team. But maybe that's just me thinking that you have to take steps to get to a championship. Maybe the Milwaukee Brewers are showing that you just got to get hot and win at the right time.
Non-believer. Strofe and I, we will not.
Because you're a believer, does it make you better than us?
It does, because we've actually
we can still be fans of the Brewers.
Exactly,
but we just know what degree they are.
No, you're just jumping on the bandwagon.
No, I literally want. See, now you're trying to do the thing where you put word. Yeah, thank you,
jumping on the
Strofe.
bandwagon.
This is like Kyle saying Packers.
I have literally been so sad since we lost Wade Miley and Brandon Woodruff and Trent Cordenberg.
Is this a warning sign?
Of me.
Because
fine, if you want to call me the curse, call me the curse.
Ben got on the Wade Miley train.
Right.
He got hurt.
I've been on the Wade Miley
Yelich
train since 2018.
signed Wade Miley jersey of Ben. He got hurt. Now Ben is calling World Series.
I won't go near any Brewers player.
Please don't.
Or coach or anyone to do with the organization. I just want to be next to Strofe, and your seats at the parade will be behind ours as the level of fandom for the
good
team.
Idea. Yeah.
That's fair.
They're the row behind us.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I would just say two things. Number one, this Brewers team has a little Packers of last year in them. Youth movement. Kind of
love that.
A lot. They're winning games they probably shouldn't and finding ways to win games that really just aren't
normal. And it's infectious.
They're so damn fun to watch. They're having so much fun
That's all
playing.
True.
And the other part of this is, too, baseball's weird, man. Remember what the World Series was
Baseball's
last
weird,
year?
man.
Well, think about it, right?
Trust me, I know.
We look at the Dodgers, we look at the Phillies, all the money they're spending, but remember who was in the World Series last year?
Rangers and Diamondbacks.
It was the Rangers and the Diamondbacks. Small market,
but that's an anomaly,
low-spending
right?
teams. Yes, that's typically not the case, but who's to say history doesn't repeat itself this year?
And at the same time, every time I go look back at the Diamondbacks pitching staff, I'm like, I'm actually not that impressed at all. No. Zach Gallen was their only ace, and the rest was like, I'm not going to get nerdy into baseball.
We got Colin Ray.
Reed Nelson. Like, these guys blow. They found a way because they got hot at the right time.
So you're hoping that the Milwaukee Brewers are going to be the team they have been this season consistently throughout the playoffs, right?
They are the team we've seen in the last week.
They literally hovered around. They went from 15 games above 500 to 10 games to now above. They're
20.
They're 20.
No,
and they beat some of the best teams in baseball.
They are one game back of the best record in baseball.
Fellas, we've seen this story before of the Brewers being good, and we know how it all
Not
ended.
next to the best record in the NL.
Not
like
this good, I don't think.
The Brewers won like 95 games a couple years ago. Or 93, something like that. 90
Yeah, I
plus
think it was
games.
93.
They've been in the 90s a couple times.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like the Brewers have been.
Their over-under was 77.5, and they're going to
It just
by
seems to
that.
me that there's been more talented Brewer teams with more expectations that haven't even come close to the World
That's
Series.
great.
The one time
Some
in
of the most
2018.
scary teams are the teams with ones without the expectations, who are playing with their hair on fire.
You don't think you're
vibing.
riding high? You just don't think you're right because when the Brewers
You
lost a
can't-
couple
it-
games,
dude,
a
it is
couple
August-
weeks ago, you weren't all confident
It
when
is
you were doing
au-
your same game
No,
parlay.
they're
It is
au-
right now. I don't know. They got to play against the Phillies and
No, they haven't played the
Braves.
Phillies in a long time, and the Braves. They were underdogs in all three games and got two of them.
On the Dodgers, and it's a tough matchup here. I don't know.
72 wins, 38 games left.
Literally picked
28
them
and 10?
in my same game parlay to win at even money, and they did. Contreras was the one who didn't deliver on the total basis.
You weren't confident.
So now because I picked them to win in a bet I wasn't confident, that's crazy. You are projecting.
I'm not projecting.
You are mad that you don't believe in your city's team. You are mad that you have turned on the Green Bay Packers.
I'm enjoying the ride.
Fine. You guys enjoy the ride. We'll actually be on the ride. Nailed it. 800-990-3776 Strofe.
Yes?
Not a fan of these two.
No, me neither. But I will say the poll on Twitter, at KBN ESPN, at ESPN Milwaukee. Do you buy the Brewers as a World Series team? 52% say yes, 48% say no.
Well, at least we know what side we're on. I haven't voted. Let's make it to 53. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on the other side with Jason Wilde joining us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound 43 going to be starting off with some delays south of Hampton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive to about Keefe. On eastbound Capitol Drive itself, right about at Highway 41, I-41, the right lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle. So watch out for the delays heading through that Capitol Drive interchange. Otherwise, westbound 894 a bit backed up out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to Loomis through that construction zone there. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at GreatLakesDragaway.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily when your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch.
Did you get nervous as a player, first of all, before matchups with Bruce Irvin or whatever it might have been?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
He's such a jerk, isn't he? He just can't help himself. He's got perfect kids. They eat all of their vegetables and everything else. And nothing, but Jason loves to throw pot shots whenever he can. Have you noticed that about him?
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one. Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at kesslersdiamonds.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears blue.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin is Jason Wilde. I'm Ben Brust alongside Packer backer, question mark, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, and Alex Strofer on the show. Jason, good day. How are you?
Why did you put the question mark at the end of Packer backer?
Because the reaction from him
Because he likes to be slanderous and libelous.
Jason, I'm really looking forward to your perspective here because you would think after one joint practice and a preseason game with 31 starters out that this team is only going to win 5 games, although it was not a great showing. And I know Matt LaFleur is upset. There is more training camp and there is more to be seen in a joint practice before you go out and play. What is your perspective of the last 3 days from the Green Bay Packers that have made like a Kyle feel a little bit worried about the steps they're taking?
Yeah, take a deep breath, big buddy. Take a very long, deep breath. Cleansing in the nose.
Come on, do it with him.
Out the mouth.
Well, I feel like I was set up here. Jason, don't listen to anything Ben says. He exaggerates.
Okay. I wish that was possible, but unfortunately, the way the show is designed, he is the one who runs the show, so it makes it hard to not listen to him. Look, first of all, I think, and look, we're really lucky, right, to have Brian Bulaga on our team. Tausch is incredible. Chewy is fantastic. Brad Nortman, although I wish he had at least punted a year or two for the Packers, so I would have gotten to cover him. Outstanding. Gary Ellerson. Like, we got a bunch of guys that played in the league that are really, really insightful. Today happened to be a day where I was with Brian because Tausch was out. And we listened to the clips from LaFleur, and he and I are on the same page. That sounds like a coach who's pissed that they weren't very good in the joint practice with their ones, and then they got waxed with their backups the second day or in the game. And I don't understand. Like, I think Matt was just frustrated. I don't want to make excuses for him, but I think he was just frustrated because you look at what did you think was going to happen? They played their starters. You didn't. You put Sean Clifford not behind Rasheed Walker and Zach Tom and Josh Myers and Elton Jenkins. I don't know if Jordan Morgan would have played or not. You didn't put him out there with Dobbs and Watson and Wicks and Reed. You didn't put Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Like, I wasn't happy, and certainly Sean Clifford wasn't happy with his performance. but they went against the ones. Like, if we want to be worrying about what matters in terms of ones versus not ones, what Jordan Love in the 65-yard touchdown to Wicks did was against the Browns backups. So I just, this idea that LaFleur was questioning, the grit and the effort and the strain, I think he was just frustrated. I don't think when he turns on the tape, he's going to see a bunch of guys who are working their tails off to try and keep their NFL hopes alive of making the roster lollygagging. I just don't think that that's what the film's going to show. I think it's going to show that their backups went up against guys that are better than them, and the outcome was the outcome. Now, if he wants to be frustrated with their execution once it was backups versus backups, totally on board with that. Got to execute better, right? I mean, Sean Clifford didn't play well. Michael Pratt didn't play well. I thought Tyron Hopper was one of the few bright spots. But, again, this is meaningless. But my question for Matt, and I will ask him this tomorrow when we try and discern what his game plan is for the Saturday preseason finale, is what approach are you going to take in terms of these guys knowing what your plan is for game day? Because I've told this before, that Mike McCarthy on multiple occasions made the starters go through not only the whole week thinking they were playing, but pregame warm-ups thinking they were playing. And then when you go back into the locker room after warm-ups, that's when he told them, you guys aren't going.
I like that.
The backups are going to play. And so I think Matt, and again, I don't want to speak for him. I didn't talk to him about this, but I think Matt was just mad at himself. Like, mad that maybe he was, and was second-guessing himself that, I shouldn't have told these guys at the beginning of the week they weren't going to play, because then they weren't very good in the joint practice, and then our backups got their tails kicked in the game, and we looked bad. We scored 2 points. Like, I can understand why he'd be irritated and embarrassed by that.
Jason, on Thursday of last week, I asked you about position battles, and one of the position battles I'm watching closely, as well as every Packer fan, is the kicker battle. And you know what? We were watching the game, and when Greg Joseph ran out there on the field, I said, "Oh, Lexi, quiet now. We're gonna freeze and watch this." And I was like, "Okay, here we go. He's gonna seal the deal. He's gonna nail this kick," and he pushed it. I am left wondering if the kicker is currently on the roster. And I'm not going to ask you that necessarily, because I know that's not.
No, it's a fair question.
Yeah, so
I don't know the answer to it, but it's a fair question.
So how would you describe the state of kickers in Green Bay right now? And I guess I'll ask you: is the kicker on the roster right now, Jason?
Yeah, I think it's possible that he's not. The problem, of course, is whoever you bring in next, are they going to be any better, right? I mean, I think you and I have agreed from the very beginning that the tie goes to the incumbent draft pick.
Correct.
Right? So if they feel like those two guys are exactly the same and there's no separation between them, then Anders Carlson's going to win. Like, tie goes to the runner at first base. And so, that was the problem. Among the many problems with yesterday is that because they were so inept offensively, that they got each of the kickers were on the field for one play, right? Greg Joseph for his missed field goal, Anders Carlson for kicking a touchback to start the second half on the kickoff. That was it. That's it. That's all. The only time we saw those guys. And so, they obviously aren't relying solely on the games, and I'm sure Rich Bisaccia is watching every warm-up kick and whatever else, but look, they obviously have run through a variety of kickers, right? I think the rotating third kicker, we're up to 3 guys, right? Jack Podlesny, James Turner, and now Alex Hale. Wouldn't be surprised if there's another one sometime in the next couple days. But the 2 that have been at the forefront of the competition, there was a time where Greg Joseph had made like 20-some in a row, and you're like, okay, we're starting to get some separation. And just around that time, we started to see him come back to the pack. So I don't know. I know they brought in Jake Bates during the offseason, the guy who had been the all-UFL kicker, and they did not sign him right away. Bates went to Detroit, signed with Detroit, and then Detroit's kicker, Michael Badgley, I think it was, suffers an injury, Jake Bates is their kicker. I saw him kick a game winner against the defending champs. I understand it's a preseason game, but nevertheless, it was a game-winning situation. He put it through. The Lions won their preseason game. So, I don't know if are they kicking themselves, pun intended, that they didn't sign Jake Bates. I'm not sure, but it's totally reasonable to wonder if the kicker for the 2024 Green Bay Packers is not currently employed by the Green Bay Packers.
And a quick question for you as Jason Wilde joins us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Obviously, with Anders and Joseph being the two mainstays throughout training camp, we've been getting updates, and Domofsky and yourself and many others have been sort of tracking the progress of the kickers, and I think Joseph's around 82% and Anders is at 80%. Is this something you ever looked at with Mason Crosby and kept track of what his training camp and preseason statistics were as a baseline of how far off they are from just like a kicker that you've seen over the last, whether it's Longwell or whoever? I'm just trying to get a gauge of how bad. I mean, that's not a great percentage as it pertains to an in-season kicking.
Well, I mean, I think, Brad, tell me if I'm wrong, and I know kickers have gotten even more accurate, but you want to be at least 80%. Like the days of 75% being still acceptable on kicks is just, that's gone. Like the good ones are at 90% plus, right? So I don't think at least I didn't track kicker makes and misses as religiously during years in which Mason was just the only kicker in camp. Now, in 2012, when Sergio, as Mike McCarthy called him, but Giorgio, as his real name was, Tavecchio was in camp, you're darn right we tracked it. And then they brought in Kid Ramirez, I think was his last name, like in the last week of camp to have a three-kicker battle. And Mason emerged from it and earned back every penny of his pay cut and kicked the ball extremely well that following season. So again, I don't think that the end-all, be-all is what percentage you're kicking in practice. I mean, my gosh, they had that 2-minute drill at the end of practice the last day before they left for Denver, and apparently no one, including the equipment staff, knew that it was you could tie the game or win the game with a field goal. And so when they lined up for Greg Joseph to kick, the uprights were still moving on the tractor that they used to pull it into place. So now maybe if you could do that to make the ball go through, that would be helpful, but it was still moving and he missed the kick and it wouldn't have mattered. So again, I think this is going to be, they're going to keep looking. They're going to keep bringing people in for tryouts. They're going to keep considering all their options. In the end, though, I think Greg Joseph has to very clearly show that he is the better option. And to this point, with that miss last night and with some of his misses of late, he has definitely failed to do that.
Yeah, to sort of put a bow on this conversation, even when I was playing, if you were at 80 in the regular season, that's putting you at bottom third. Kickers have gotten even better to where mid to high 80s is sort of like the median now. Mm-hmm. And in practice, as I'm seeing these guys float around the low 80s, when I kicked with Graham Gano and Jason Myers, two guys that are still currently kicking in the NFL, they were in the 90s. I mean, you could go a week without missing. So when I see these guys hitting practice in the low 80s, that's pretty low.
Jason, does a poor performance... Oh, go ahead.
No, you're right. I was just agreeing with him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just really looking forward now because with the Green Bay Packers, the poor performance they had in Denver, do you think that gives Matt LaFleur any reservation about holding his starters out again against Baltimore this week?
I think it should, right? I mean, here's the argument that I was making with Brian this morning, and that is if you, as Matt LaFleur very clearly stated before the preseason opener, believe that playing your guys in the preseason directly helps your chances of playing well in your opener, and sitting guys, your starters in the preseason, has a direct effect in you having a less than ideal performance in the opener, which in the last 3 years, right, he can certainly make that argument, right? They didn't have the preseason in 20. In 21, he didn't play his guys. They went down to Jacksonville to face the New Orleans Saints because of a hurricane, and they got waxed 38-3. Now, they still ended up as the number 1 overall seed. So was it the end of the world? No. But they didn't play their guys in preseason. They got run out of the gym. 2022, they go to Minnesota, didn't play Rodgers and all the veterans in the preseason. They get beat 23-7 at US Bank Stadium, and it wasn't as close as the score even made it seem. So then in 2023, they've got Jordan Love and all these young guys are like, well, they got to play. They need the experience. They play a ton. They go into Chicago, and they kick the crap out of the Bears. So in Matt LaFleur's mind, accurate or not, there's a causation there. So if you believe that, and if Matt LaFleur does believe that, then I have to think that he has to play them in this meaningless preseason finale. So they have played in a game within the same kind of time frame that you would like going into the September 6th opener. Will he actually do that? I don't know. I look forward to talking to him tomorrow.
Well, we look forward to hearing from you on Wildy and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations and hearing from you on Thursday. Thanks for the time, Jason.
All right, boys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wildy. You heard where I said you can hear him. That's Wisconsin On Demand, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Wildy and Tausch 9 to noon. And Jason knows this because old T and him talk about it. It's the work that Gina Della and her team does. Alex Della, Joe Franco. We're all out of text. I send some dates out of when I can get them to my house to look at a new patio door because, again, when it gets a little steamy outside, my old door, my old home, needs a little bit of fixing because you have to kick it down like you're a policeman. Like, boom, knock it down. Not going to have to do that with my pellet door. Windows. Too much of the air in the first floor is not staying in, so the energy costs, the feel of the home, the look of the home is all going to be better with 0% interest for 60 months, and you have 12 dang days. So don't sit on your butt. Get to the call and get to the showroom. Tell them, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, Ben, you are right to act now. NOW right now, because this deal, 0% for 60 months from Pella, it doesn't come along very often. Very rarely does it ever come along. So it's you are probably looking at those windows. You're thinking about those doors, just like us thinking, you know what? Now's the time. Winter is on its way, as painful as that is. But what's not painful is finding an affordable plan from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Act now. Take advantage of the 0% interest for 60 months. But Ben's right. Hurry, because it ends on August 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
PellaWI.com. We cheers to something over the weekend. We pour one out to something as well. If you want to pour one out or cheers to something, if it's the Brewers, maybe it's the one bright spot of the Green Bay Packers game, you can as well. 800-990-3776. Cheers to pouring out. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that. Dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got a couple of issues to deal with right now. We've got a crash on the ramp from Howard Avenue to 4394 northbound, so watch out for that. Broken down vehicle off the freeway system. It's on Capitol Drive eastbound, right at I-41. Right lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle there. And then we also have a crash on 41 southbound, right near Theresa in northwest Washington County, right at the ramp from Highway 28. We've got the left lane blocked with this crash, so that is going to be affecting your ride as well. And check on the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear skies, a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I would argue that we haven't seen the best version of either Andy Reid or the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm just sitting there thinking about the team that they're marching out with this year. We know they have an all-world defense. They've got all-pro player in Chris Jones, all-pro player in Trent McDuffie. Their defense has been really good under Steve Spagnuolo. And now their offense has more weaponry for Mahomes to work with than the past couple of years. Dare I say that this iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs in 2024 will be the best version of them that we've seen over the last 3 years. And, oh, by the way, they won 2 Super Bowls the last couple of years.
It's a really strong statement, but also a really logical statement, because if you think about how they won the Super Bowls, it was either primarily offense or primarily defense, even though they had Mahomes. And now it's maybe more balanced than it's ever been, and they're destroying people.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Bone on bone, constant pain. It robs you of so much of the things that you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. I'm not talking about drugs or surgery. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. There are new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go? QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your body's own healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know that steroids and surgeries and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. QC Kinetics is ready to help you get your life back. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sometimes perspective is good, right? We're upset about the joint practice. Kyle's upset about the joint practice Friday.
Well, I'm a little upset.
Yeah, Brad's upset too. The former NFL player's upset, so he knows what he's talking about.
The Washington Commanders have had starters since 2017 change. Kirk Cousins to Alex Smith to Case Keenum, Dwayne Haskins, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Carson Wentz, Sam Howell, and now Jaden Daniels. There's been 3 in like 30 plus years.
That's insane.
It's just like, I know, Strofe, you gave me the stat the other day, but like each way the stat continues to sort of like form itself into becoming present in your life, you're like, oh, wow.
And even Mikowski for the Packers, I mean, he had like a 6 or 7 year run. That
Second
was
in MVP voting. I don't know why you disrespect him behind Joe Montana.
You're talking about like 35 years of 4 quarterbacks.
The weekend is over, so let's pop some bottles. It's time for Cheers to and Pour One Out on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Every weekend, we see some stuff. And on Monday, you can chime in as well with your cheers to and pour one out. But Bradley, you lead us off.
Oh, I will. I cheers my glass to Simone Biles. Simone Biles, the GOAT gymnast, of course. But she was on the sideline.
You ain't
for
see
the
this?
Chicago
Of course you didn't see this.
No, he stole mine.
Oh.
Then you can endorse mine, Kyle, and you can react more with me, because I love seeing the Chicago Bears fans squirm when they see her supporting her husband, Jonathan Owens, who was a safety for the Green Bay Packers, now a safety for the Chicago Bears. She's out there wearing a supportive Jonathan Owens jacket littered with Packers logos all over. It's basically a Packers jacket with Jonathan Owens on it. and she's wearing it on the Bears sidelines. And the Bear world freaked out. Oh my gosh, how could she? Wearing Packer stuff on the Bears sidelines. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see the insecurity. And Simone Biles supporting her man and wearing Packer stuff. She probably prefers to wear Packer stuff anyway over Bear stuff. So cheers to you, Simone Biles. You wear your Packer stuff.
Yeah, let me do a quick audible on the fly because I was going to cheers to that, even though I'm the real Packer fan, so I should be the one excited about Simone Biles representing the Green Bay Packers. But let me cheers to something that I don't do too often. I'm going to say cheers to actually getting out the house and being around friends. Because you know what?
What?
It's not that bad. So cheers to me getting out the house and actually hanging out on Saturday. We actually had a really good time. I mean, I was in the house. I was back in the house by 8. But it was a really fun 3 hours that I was outside at a birthday party with a whole bunch of adults having some beverages. I had a great time.
Wow. You sound like you're a normal 50.
Human being. It was great. It was great. I was like, man, I should do this more often. And my brother got to come with me. Fantastic.
Dude, I'm starting to get worried about your for as much time as he spends in his house.
Ignore it.
I know.
I work most days, so I get out the house.
My cheers too is it's selfish but not selfish. For over the last 8 years, been doing something with Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road, where, by the way, while I was golfing in this event, I did hook a ball towards my car, and I was like, hey, it's actually literally heading towards my car. I got a collision notification from Mercedes, and I'm really hoping it wasn't. I looked at my car. I can't find anything. Kind of wild. Anyways, Zimbrick European, the Princeton Club, a lot of great partners. They're great partners of the show, and we do a golf event. This was the second year of the Strick vs. North competition. Obviously, Steve Stricker's home course, the TPC Wisconsin. We lost there last year. Shout out to the Brown Deer folks who hosted us to host the Milwaukee side this year.
Oh, I was at Brown Deer Park on Saturday.
Ours was Friday when I was out.
Oh, yeah, you took the day off.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I can't work.
Estrofe has me drinking out the cup. Second year of my captaincy, 15-5. Absolutely slaughtered them. The beatdown at Brown Deer.
Well done.
Suck at AP, but I love Zimbrick European and everything you got going on over there.
Well, let me pivot and pour one out to Chivalry, Toughness, and Stacey Dales of the NFL Network. This is the only time I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bears here, but I continue it going on. So after the game, Roma Dunze is being interviewed by Stacey Dales of the NFL Network. And it starts pouring. I mean, it's just pouring rain in Chicago. And Rome, this rookie, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears, is hogging the umbrella. He's right there being interviewed. The umbrella's over him. Miss Stacey Dales is being just drenched. And he's been out there the whole time. And you know what? Chivalry, the toughness, just when I thought like, oh wow, Chicago actually might be pretty good. No, I'm not worried. They're not tough. They're not men. He's hogging
Caleb Williams would be so mad.
I love this take, Brad. But Stacey Dales on Twitter, quote, Rome is the best. He's such a gentleman. He wanted to hold the umbrella considerately during our fun chat. He's a dream player to have on that team.
But he held it over his own head. He's got to tilt it toward her because the runoff of the umbrella was soaking her.
I'm not saying the payoff worked. I'm just saying she said that he insisted to be a gentleman.
Well, if he was a gentleman, he would extend that arm, make sure it's over her head, and allow the runoff to fall on
This is a guy who's held an umbrella or two in his life.
Oh, yeah. You got to.
Did they let you hold umbrellas on the sideline as a punter?
No. You can't have umbrellas, period. I don't know where he got the umbrella from.
Would you ever try and sit by the heater?
Oh, yeah. Well, you really hang out on the heated bench. You know, the heated bench is beautiful. But yeah, then you sit over there.
Wait, do you stand?
No, I sit. Let's sit all game.
The punters and kickers just sit all game
until it's time to warm up,
Until the offense has the ball, then you warm up. But on defense, yeah, you just sit down, you sit back, and usually if you look at the Jumbotron, because you can't
don't even watch the game, you watch the Jumbotron?
Oftentimes there's too many people in the way to watch the Jumbotron.
Kyle, you're pouring out?
Yeah, I'm going to pour one out. I'm going to go personal again is pour one out to going grocery shopping at these massive stores like Sam's Club or Costco. Because let me tell you, the bill is always too dang high when you're done. Okay? Too dang high. When I looked at my bill, I said, my gosh, we got to take some stuff out the basket. What is this? We don't need this. We don't need that.
The basket?
The basket.
You don't shop with a cart at one of those places?
Well, it's a push cart. It is what it is. But, I mean, it's just people grabbing stuff. I realized that I don't think I should ever go shopping with a loved one again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you just
Trouble in Paradise?
I don't think I should ever go shopping with a loved one again.
The things that were thrown in the cart.
Like,
I was
let me guess.
I was silent on the drive home.
You're the police officer of what you're able to get.
Yes.
And your girl's trying to get some stuff that she wants.
Yeah, I wanted to get some. Y'all saw the screen there. I had my chicken salad, and I wanted to get, the regular unhealthy, brand name crackers. But no, get the almond ones, the nice and healthy ones.
Yeah, those are good for you, Kyle.
Yeah, but they're a little small, and I'm eating them. I'm saying I am dissatisfied. Should have got what I wanted. So,
what did she get that you were upset with?
Oh, what did she not get that I was upset about? I was like, what do we need this for? What do we need that for? So it was a lie. I learned a lot. I just learned that. So on the drive.
So your talk is cheap because you won't call out what it is that you're upset about. There's got to be one that triggered you, buddy.
We had salmon patties in the fridge, and she still wanted to get this. It was delicious, though. I give her credit for that. She had to buy that, so we got her that. We got some little pillows.
We got her that.
We got some. I reaped the benefit of that.
Good call out, Brad.
I'm trying. Oh, the one that really sent me off is that. So tortillas. You ever go to the store buy tortillas?
They're like $2.
Not these tortillas. These tortillas you get
worth $3.
$12 for 20.
Wow.
Exactly. Shut your behind up. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, the almond one, siesta.
Oh, yeah, those are good, though.
yeah, they're expensive. The chips expensive. I told her. I said,
by the way, if I may, it is a little backwards that all the stuff that's healthy for you is more expensive than the stuff that isn't.
Because they use cheap stuff for cheap ingredients.
Oh, well, I'm telling you this right now. I saw some siesta chips in there.
It should be more affordable.
I saw some siesta chips in the garbage there, and I had flashbacks.
You mean siete?
Siete. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Talk about something you do know, and that's Underdog.
I might not know how to say siete, but one thing I can say is Underdog Fantasy and how amazing it is. I'm telling y'all, the football season is here, and you definitely want to get in on the action with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. And here's how it works. It's so easy. You basically download the app either in the App Store or you go to UnderdogFantasy.com. And how to play, you basically select players on their stats. You select whether they're going to score or have higher than 300 yards or lower than 300 yards, higher than a touchdown, lower than a touchdown. It's so easy. And when your picks hit, you win big time money. Yes, a lot of money can be won, but more importantly, it's so fun to do. So hop on board today, right now, with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app and use sign up promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first pick'em entry plus a deposit offer. That's promo code KBN, and join me this football season and win big. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Appleman in the orchard chimes in. Actually, he's picking apples right now. When he goes to the grocery store with his wife, I leave the grocery store when we're at the register so I don't have to hear the total bill.
Yeah, I literally said, because I committed to paying half of the bill, and so when I heard it, I just, whew.
More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on
ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman from ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Brust and Nortman, inviting you to join 94.5 ESPN's KBN as we broadcast live from the brand new Tsunami Express Car Wash in Midtown Milwaukee at the intersection of Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive on August 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and right now get a free car wash. Catch me and the KBN boys live on August 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Tsunami Express. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, picturing yourself moving in and calling it home, and quite another navigating the world of price negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. An agent who's a Realtor can make understanding that world easier. Realtors have the expertise, access to proprietary data, and tools to help you get from imagining living somewhere to actually doing it. That's the kind of help we can provide. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. N-Say-24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed.
I left the house today and I received orders. I was carrying my daughter to the car and I was told I need to go in and change my shirt. Apparently, I had a pen either in the wash or the dryer. There's pen all over this shirt, too. I got to go through all my clothes. This might be your guys' favorite day because you guys get mad that I rotate the same 5 shirts every week.
Oh, that's part of the rotation, just so you know.
Well, I know, and it's going to be out because there's pen all over this thing.
The gray shirt that got pen on it, I saw the back of it only. I know exactly what shirt
You know
it is.
exactly what it's the ESPN?
Yes.
Wisconsin. I got that one, too. You'd never see me wear it.
It's the only ESPN Wisconsin polo I have.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know, and now there's ink all over it. There was 2 spots in the front that I saw, but then as I was walking out, she took a picture of the back of me, and there was 5 or 6 blobs of ink?
Obvious blots, too.
Not like little I would have been fine wearing that. I wouldn't have cared.
No, your fiance did you a huge solid. Huge solid.
So the pants I have on, I noticed I had a spot on it, but it didn't deter me from wearing it. It's a small little spot. They don't know if I had it, if it happened today.
That's my theory.
But the back of that shirt looked like somebody literally, you know how artists think that when they throw splat of paint on stuff, that is art? That's what somebody did to that shirt. They just said, splat, splat.
It looked like it looked like a.
That's actually kind of a good description of what the back looks like.
When I saw it, it looked like like you're looking at a map, like a chain of islands. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like an archipelago.
It looked like Hawaii.
Chain of islands.
Yeah, it looked like Hawaii.
It was art. My shirt was art.
Yeah, it was
it looked like a chain of islands. I could have had the ESPN Wisconsin shirt with a chain of islands on there.
What we described, whether it be splatter art or a chain of islands, very appealing. Nothing appealing about that pen stain.
Yeah, it's a reflection of your, not laziness, but irresponsibleness of washing clothes.
Yeah, whose pen was it? Probably yours.
It was probably mine. 100%.
For sure.
And he threw the load in too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wait, checking pockets, Ben?
Hey. On the We'll Be Right Back screen on YouTube, apparently I was ripped on this by Alex Strofe as well. That's coming up shortly. You can see that up there, Kyle. Jim, Matt, and Molly. It's a cool stance. It's like a hockey save. Jim, Matt, and Molly show 260 is up next in Madison. We'll be back, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and right here with you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. More flowers for the Milwaukee Brewers. More reaction from the ugliest preseason game in the history in 2 minutes.
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out with me tonight. The record company's gonna give me lots of money and everything's gonna be alright.
Still dealing with a closure. Highway 41, I-41 is closed in far northwest Washington County, all because of a crash just south of Highway 28. Now, they will be diverting you off at Highway 28. You can take that west to 175, follow that along, and get back on at Highway D or Highway 33. The rest of the system right now, southbound 43, backed up from just south of Silver Spring, all the way down past Capitol. Then we've also got northbound slowing down from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear skies with a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Check out the newest Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Ask for Haley. I will make you look and feel great. Take advantage of our grand opening special. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN. The Wisconsin On Demand app and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, holla, holla. We making noise. Holla.
It's the 414 hour at 4 on KBN.
He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Super Bowl 50 runner-up Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe is my ally. Running the show. 800-990-3776. We have it on Twitter, X, at KBN ESPN, and I am disappointed. Very disappointed. 20 games above 500. Best run differential in the NL. 7 of their last 10. Just swept the guards. Great homestand. And this is the results. Do you buy the Brewers as a World Series team? Yes, 46%. No, not yet. 54%. And, again, here's the thing. It's a 162-game season. We are into mid-August. There is a month and a half, if that, left in the season. I think the last game is September 29th against the Mets. We're a month and 10 days away from that. And the Brewers are 1 game back in the National League for the best record in the National League.
Dude, baseball's not about how you really finish the regular. Well, about who's hot, who's in the right moment. And yes, the Brewers are playing well right now. It's not always the best.
All right, here comes Negative Nancy. Before I can even get to the question for the audience,
it's not negative. I want the Brewers to be successful.
I want to be successful, but I don't believe in them.
Because you want me to sit here and live in La La Land and think that because the Brewers are playing well right now.
You live in La La Land. You're crying about a preseason game and a joint practice instead of taking a deep breath and realizing what the season actually matters for the Packers. Finally, you took a breath. Look, this team has given you reasons to open up your heart. Pat Murphy has given you reasons to believe. This team was 15 games above 500. They went back down to 10, and then they shot back up to 20. Despite all of the things that have happened to them, despite all the injuries, this team has persevered. Christian Yelich, he came out and said he's having back surgery. That could have been they lost the clubhouse when they traded Josh Hader in the middle of the year.
Christian Yelich, manager.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that I want to laugh at because they had a soft manager. But my point is Christian Yelich, we all know, all-star this year. One of his best seasons since he signed a really long-term extension. Captain Bill, William Contreras, been awesome recently. Willie Adames bat, hot. You name it, they have guys that are stepping up. It's by no accident do you end up with the best run differential in the NL. That speaks volumes to what this team is capable of. It's not like this team is one game back in the National League with a plus 20 run differential and they win a lot of games, 3-2, and then lose 10-0. This team has been a competitive baseball team despite everything that's happened to them. Losing Brandon Woodruff, losing Wade Miley, trading Corbin Burns, Devin Williams out for the majority of the first half of the season, and he comes back and he's doing his thing. Koenig, rookie, doing his thing. Churio, bad start. Been great since post-All-Star break. All these things are accumulating together to get me to believe and open my heart, and I will be with Alex Strofe on the first row of the parade, and Kyle and Brad, you will be behind us, and I'm going to get some stilts so you can't see.
Yeah, we'll wedge our way in there. I mean, the rooting for this Milwaukee Brewer team, I think, is the most fun team to root for in the state right now. I mean, everything about their culture and who they are is so fun. So you are not seeing me want anything best but for the Milwaukee Brewers. But the last time they've made long runs, they've been to the NLCS twice, right? 2011 and 2018. Got to Game 7 both times. Both times they had a true MVP on their team, stacked with talent, and they were just littered with all-stars.
In 2018, they went to the World. They went to Game 7 against the Dodgers with the most raggedy starting pitching you could ever imagine.
The relief pitching was unbelievable, and the bats were unbelievable.
The bats have been awesome for this team.
Right,
the back end of the bullpen's been solid, and the starters have put them in a position to win this many games.
Kyle saying that or maybe it was Strofe, saying that this team has Green Bay Packer vibes of last year. I couldn't agree more. That was a great analogy. Strofe, that was a wonderful way to say it.
Thanks,
in the same way that I just enjoyed the ride and thought, man, this team is just overperforming for what expectations are and for what talent level is. It makes it so that how can I possibly put even more expectations on them when it feels like they're already outperforming? Can they keep the magic going?
Who gives a damn about expectations? The Packers were the 6th seed in 2010.
Yeah, but they had a Hall of Fame quarterback.
At the time, he was still ascending.
And we have a Hall of Fame outfielder who's only 20 years old.
Okay,
well, that's not fair.
His name is Jackson Churio.
No, you can't put that on him.
No, I can't deny
I
that. I can't. I told you he's going to be MVP. Yeah, I'm
so now he's in. Now he's in. Hey, quiet on the set here. I have an email written out to the Brewers Pro Shop. Alex Strofe, I want you to send what Kyle has been saying about them and his lack of belief, because when we get stuff sent from the Brewers,
you haven't
no. It's Kyle, Brust, and Strofe. No Kyle that's going to get gear.
So what about
Brewers
Nortman?
Hook me up.
Nortman's nice enough that he still makes the list. So
I'll take it.
Strong Brust and Nortman.
Because I'm not overzealous in having this.
Kyle, my bad.
I'm not overzealous in having this belief that the Milwaukee Brewers are going to go to the World Series.
Ooh,
because
it's
they had
Jackson Chourio bobblehead. We get a sneak peek at that one. Looks like Kyle's not going to get one of those.
Taking that out the box. But still, like, we have to understand that this is just a moment in time for the Milwaukee Brewers during the season. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. I just don't feel confident that this team has what it takes to win a World Series this year. I hope I'm wrong, but based off the past and statistically, just facts.
So hold on. Let me rephrase this to Strofe and Ben. Anything less than a World Series is a disappointment.
No.
So then how can you say that that's like the expectation?
I don't know that I've said that's the expectation. I'm telling you. I'm telling you a spoiler alert.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good way to phrase it.
So wait, so if the Brewers don't make it.
It's not expectation, and it's not a disappointment.
It's
they don't
a spoiler
reach the World
alert.
Series. So to me, I'm like, I'm good with whatever they can produce in the postseason.
Yeah, perfect.
Because it was completely unexpected the whole way, and I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them in the NLCS. That's like if they lost in 6 or 7 in the NLCS, obviously I'd be disappointed.
That'd be
a game or
impressive.
two
That'd
away
be
from the World
unbelievable.
Series, but look at that's how good they are.
That would be unbelievable. Some of the best teams of the entire Milwaukee Brewer history have only gotten to the NLCS.
We've only been to one World Series ever.
I hope the clubhouse does not have a direct line to. Actually, I hope they have a bulletin board of all the people who continue to not believe and say, "Hey, if we get there, we'll be happy," because that's not the mindset that Pat Murphy has, and that's not the mindset that I'm buying from you two losers.
Ben, there's guys on this roster that haven't even been in a playoff game before.
That's great.
Fine.
Like
Jordan Love
that's
never
great.
played in a playoff game.
Okay.
Did you expect to go into Dallas and beat them? Did you expect to have a chance in the last possession to beat the 49ers? No.
Strofe answered.
Are you happy with the way the season ended?
I am actually very happy with the way the Packers season ended.
Ben, for you,
I mean,
if they don't make
moving
the World
forward.
Series, is a disappointment.
Huh?
Anything less than the World Series, is that a disappointment for this team?
No, but again, I believe that they can get there because baseball's
believe
so.
too.
No, you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
No, you guys are using percentage
we
of-
hope they can get there. It's hope.
Hey, no.
We hope they
Let's
can get
talk
there.
their language. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is.
When's the next time we're at Pato?
What are the odds right now for them to?
Do you guys know how to talk for 30 seconds while I pull it up?
Oh, wow. Ben think we can't handle life without him. Meanwhile, every Friday he's
talk
gone.
baseball. You guys got it. Talk baseball.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Talk baseball right now. Be quiet.
So one thing I do love about the Milwaukee Brewers, though, is the excitement that they had. So the fact of this, that the Brewers can move on this quickly from Craig Counsell and get Pat Murphy does prove that this organization has the structure, the infrastructure.
Talk about what you've seen the last 10 games from the team.
What I've seen in the last 10 games for the team is a lot of winning. A lot of winning for the Milwaukee Brewers.
How have they been getting it done?
Well, the last couple games, the Brewers got it done with pitching. And
Who have they played the last 10 games?
The last 10 games, the Brewers have played the Dodgers. The Brewers have played the Braves. The Brewers it wasn't the Braves before the Reds. The Cincinnati Reds early in the season.
What was the record against the Reds?
This year?
In that series?
They went 2-1, I think, because they lost the first game.
What was the record against the Dodgers?
The Dodgers, it was 2-2 because they lost the first 2 games of the series, and I was down on them. And then they played this weekend, and they swept, which I did not know the Guardians was that good. They swept the Guardians this weekend. That's why you're excited.
Pretty good, Kyle.
You're excited based off how well they played against the Guardians, but at the end of the
I
day...
wish I wouldn't have said all this stuff in the first hour.
I remember...
All right, I've got odds. Brewers are plus 850 to win the NL. They are the 5th favorite.
All right, go ahead.
Dodgers, Phillies, Braves, and Padres all ahead of them.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Plus 850?
Go ahead, do it. Do it. I mean,
To win the NL?
To win the NL.
Padres are fraudulent.
Oh, that's good. 850?
Braves, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Austin Riley's out for the year. No Acuna. No, they are not the Braves of last year. Absolutely not.
Ben, that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that when Vegas looks at it and people look at it, they're looking at the fact of the history of what you've done. Not saying the Milwaukee Brewers can't do it, but what I'm saying is there's just some other teams that have a little bit more championship pedigree that have a better opportunity.
The Padres have a good pedigree.
Oh, well, the Padres just have a really good roster.
Plus 1,700 to win the World Series, according to Pato Sportsbook.
Come on, I'll give y'all just winning the NL, winning the pennant. Y'all do that. Y'all ain't even got to say the World Series.
You want to be the book? You want to hold my money?
Oh, no.
That means if I bet 20, you got to pay it out if I win.
Why would I? I'm not 20. How much would I have to pay you?
20 times 850 or times 8.5. So 210.
Count me out on that one because I can't actively root against the Brewers.
Exactly, for real though.
I can't have my financial interest and fan interest
That's close.
at odds.
Yeah, you're close.
Well, I was getting my 20 back on
but 190.
190 plus my 20 would be the 210. That's how I got.
Nobody cares.
You'd win 170. It'd be 190.
Dang it!
How about
supposed to be the sports gambling guy?
But the thing is, how about you actually go to Pato and put your money where your mouth is. I hope that this happens. I think it happens. 20? No, don't do 20. Put at least 100 on it. Put a bill.
I'd never make sports bets that large.
No, this is the one to do it. This is a great opportunity. $850.
Now he's mocking the Brewers.
I'm not mocking the Brewers. I'm saying you guys are so confident. $100. You ain't worried about that. You spent that at one day at Summerfest.
Fair.
Touche.
That's not
Got
false.
you there. Got you there, buddy. But I'll tell you about Potawatomi Sportsbook and their brand new 2,000 square foot video wall and a kitchen that is just unbelievable. The salmon that you guys have had, the pizza that we've had, the desserts that we've had, it's all right there. A full bar in the movie theater of sports books. If you want to watch something, they have it at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. They also have 20-minute reserve parking. It's just the best spot. Even if you don't like to gamble, if you like to watch sports and enjoy a good time, it's there for you. 20-minute reserved parking spaces near the Skywalk. If you're in a rush, they literally make it so easy for you to be a Wisconsin sports fan and enjoy all the teams that we get to root for, unless your name is Kyle Wallace. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on the other side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Westbound 94, we're seeing backups from just before 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, backed up from just before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side's a bit heavy north of North Avenue up towards Keith. Little good news, though, they did reopen I-41 near Theresa, right at Highway 28, where they had that closure because of that crash. Things are moving along a lot better through there. Traffic is brought to you by 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to 2menandajuncktruck.com for a free, no-obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, a low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 71. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Betty Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light.
I think I'm going to have to bring Romeo Dobbs into the Tausch stand category and start promoting and pushing him more.
Wilde and Tausch.
I feel like he is just so
criminally.
Like, he's an afterthought for too many Packer fans, and I think he's going to have a bust-out year.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too.
She absolutely nailed it.
Are you talking about Jenny Sambeline? Yeah, Jenny and her pendant, the music in a mother's heart. Hi, Rick. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Monica. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Jenny, we're going to produce your pendant design as a limited edition collector's item and put a few of them in all of our 8 Kessler stores.
Congratulations, Jenny. Wow, this is huge. Jenny, we expect the music in a mother's heart to sell out very quickly.
We'll also make a few available online.
I designed that pendant from the memory of how my mother made me feel when we'd sing together.
How often did that happen?
Constantly. We'd sing along with whatever was playing on the radio, or sometimes we would watch a musical on TV and sing along with that.
At just $124, the music in a mother's heart is going to sell out lightning fast.
I'm buying one.
I'm buying one. I bought the prototype the moment I saw it.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Golfers, listen up. It's Gabe Neitzel from On the Tee, and we are heading to Scotland with our friends at Wisconsin Golf Trips. That's right, Scotland. You can join myself and Stephen Watson as we head overseas to play some of the best courses in the world. This package includes green fees, lodging, transportation, and more. But there are only a limited amount of spots available, so sign up now. For information on the trip and a link for paying, you can text GOLF right now to the ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line at 800-990-3776. That's GOLF to 800-990-3776.
It's still summer in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc has you covered for fun in the sun. From bike nights to Saturday rides, or maybe just some retail therapy like a new motorcycle, or just a little something for yourself, there's always something going on. Check out Wisconsin Harley-Davidson at wishd.com and like and follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and online at wishd.com. Don't just see the world, feel it. Right here, right now. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Looking for that ultimate game day hangout during football season? Welcome to Magoo's on the Mound, now open at 11 a.m. Tuesday through Sunday. With 13 TVs, you won't miss a moment of the action. Enjoy our free 100-square pool with amazing prizes and a complimentary halftime buffet. Plus, we've got great drink specials to keep you cheering. And don't forget, we offer shuttles to and from all Milwaukee baseball games. Magoo's on the Mound, where green and gold fans gather and where every game day is a win.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's be honest. That joint pain, it's holding you back. It's keeping you from living the life that you want to live. Whether it be activity in the Wisconsin summer, walking around, playing golf, whatever it is, it's holding you back. Knees, hips, shoulder, back, and joint pain is crippling to you, but QC Kinetics is here to the rescue. That's right, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They're the future of medicine. Their new cellular therapies help your body rejuvenate and recover using their advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance the joints, and restore your mobility, giving you long-term pain relief. And this isn't steroids, surgery, or pain pills. Those are no longer your only option. If you have chronic pain from arthritis or injury in your joints, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back, you're feeling it right now as I'm describing this. Finally, take back your life. Allow QC Kinetics to give you the relief that you've been looking for. QC Kinetics is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation now at QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Not only was Kyle Wallace mad at his girlfriend for spending too much at the grocery store.
Oh, wow.
But he was mad at his niece.
Not my niece, my little cousin.
Little cousin.
Don't put no kids on my brother. Ain't got no babies out there that we know of.
I was not trying to put a kid on your Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strover on the show. Why yelling at kids, Kyle?
Listen, it was, I'm not used to being around kids like that currently.
What do you mean like that?
Because in the moment, a lot of my
like that?
Well, a lot of my younger cousins have now aged up. I talk about my younger cousin who plays now at Michigan State. I got another cousin that plays at South Dakota State. These are all grown men. The youngest one is like 13, and she's like 6 feet tall. I'm not even lying. Baby girl is huge. So these kids are now growing up.
Baby girl is huge.
She is. I'll show you a picture. You're like, dang. But they've all aged out, and so
she's taller than you.
Oh yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's legitimately
girl is
12,
huge.
12 or 13, and she is taller. She's giant.
Dang.
Yeah, I know, right? But recently, my aunt came in town. She brought her granddaughter with her, who's my little cousin, and she's like 7 or 8 years old, right? And so I'm not used to being around kids, and so on Friday, I was excited because I'm going to hang out with family, and we were making a trip to, the neighborhood grill, Applebee's. And I'm excited because they got all-you-can-eat wings, and I can't wait to eat all the all-you-can-eat wings, shrimp, and all that. I go over there, and I hear, I'm like, what in the heck? What is happening? And so I didn't know at that moment that was a little girl kicking the door. I'm like, oh. I said, what is going on? And then the little girl come downstairs, got a little attitude. Kids go through this. And I forgot I ain't been around kids for a while. So then she sits on the couch. And when she's sitting on the couch, my mama don't play. She said, she threw a pillow on the floor. My mama said, we ain't throwing nothing on the floor. Pick it up. She picked it up, but she still had a little scowl, little attitude. And so she was pouting. And then she was sitting on the couch with her grandma. She was still kind of pouting. We're getting late, getting closer and closer. And her grandma said this, I don't know with this attitude if we'll be able to go to Applebee's. I said, I think not. So I said, come here. I said, come here. I picked her up, put her over my shoulder. We sat down on the couch, and I said, listen here. You ain't going to sit here and bring this attitude all the way to Applebee's and ruin my night. I've been waiting for this Applebee's. So what I'm going to need you to do, I'm going to need you to straighten up, because you not finna ruin my night and ruin my Applebee's. You ain't going to be acting no fool in Applebee's. And now you hear me? Yeah, I said, you hear me? All right? And then, kids think, yeah. I said, yeah, nothing. I'm dead. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm dead serious. I said, now listen to me. We're going to go to Applebee's. We're going to have a good time. You're going to get you some dessert, but you're going to act right because you ain't going to finna ruin my night acting no fool. So we sat there for another 3 minutes. She got up. We proceeded. I said, now go put your shoes on. She went and put her shoes on, and my day was good. It was all great.
And how did she act at
Oh, she was great. She was walking around on her floor, but she wasn't acting no fool. She was acting a fool. I mean,
okay.
She was acting a pure
that is
fool.
amazing.
I need a timeout here.
But she couldn't ruin I had waited 2 weeks to get this all-you-can-eat food.
That is selfish parenting that ended out great.
Okay, I'm so glad because I wrote Kyle is selfish. He's yelling at his cousin
for wings.
Yes.
And
can't
Applebee's.
go to her once her grandma threatened.
Well, I mean, look at this.
No, because
he's acting like this was like Brad's meal at like a 5-course country club.
I have been waiting for this for a while, and I literally listen. When you hear somebody say, "I don't know if we're going to be able to go," that ruins everything.
So you became the kid.
No, I didn't become the kid.
What do you mean we're not? Kyle's like, what do you mean we can't get free all-you-can-eat wings?
I didn't say that. I had to let her know she better straighten out. We don't play that. So you don't understand?
Now, Strofe, Brad, myself, Kyle, you said your story. How much do we think is real versus not real?
Listen, if you're getting in the way of Kyle and a free meal, especially one he's looking forward to, I bet you he was stirred as can be with that girl.
Oh, I was very stirred.
I guarantee this is full of crap.
Oh, I think that sounds entirely accurate.
You think he's just taking his little cousin, putting her on the shoulder, and sitting her down?
I sure did.
You better listen here. You better zip it, otherwise you're going to ruin my Friday night of Applebee's.
You want to know what happened? What happened the next day? So I spent the night at my parents' house that day because I was like, I got home late. So I spent the night there. And so in the morning time, when I'm getting ready to go to the True Family Fest, so I had to wake up early. I hear my auntie on the phone with her son.
Oh, I saw you on Saturday. You know what you told me?
What?
My tummy's not doing good.
It wasn't
Too many?
Yeah, my brother was sitting there watching me eat. He said, "Dang, you got another plate?" I said, "Yep." And so, but no, I heard her on the phone in the morning talking to her son, saying, "Yeah, she was having a rough time, but then, Kyle took her over there and said something to her, and she was straight since then." I was like, "Dang right, I don't play. Listen, cousin Kyle don't play that with these kids." I said, "You ain't finna mess up my night."
Kyle, you might be a good parent because at a minimum, you're motivated by your preferences at all costs.
Yeah.
And so
Is that the definition of a good parent?
I mean, you're going to be stern. I'll say you.
Yeah,
you got that Mama Wallace in you.
Yeah, no, I realized that I'm not ready for kids yet because between that situation, because I legitimately was like, I just got off of work. And all this noise and all this extra stuff going on.
Oh, hell no. They ain't ruined my Applebee's.
My brother had to tell me, he said, "Kyle, listen, you didn't act, you acted that way when you was younger." I said, I probably did have some temper tantrum moments in some time, but it's been so long. I haven't had a
We
little kid
deal with
around
your
a long
temper
time.
tantrums every day here.
No, I don't stop y'all from eating good food.
Actually, you do. You make sure we pour it out. We can't put our hands in the bag.
Yes, very true, very true. But yeah, so that was my experience. I'm so glad we got that straightened out. But it really, I'm telling you, between that and Sunday night, I'm just not ready for kids. I don't have the level.
Wait,
of stress.
was this your night out that went till 8?
No, my night out was Saturday. This was on Friday night. My night out was Saturday, where I went out for a little under 3 hours to the park and hung out with some people for a birthday, and then left.
Did everyone else leave at 8? Or were you the first to leave?
I might have been the first to leave. Actually,
Irish
like
goodbye?
7:40. No. Actually, I did.
Did you? You didn't even declare anything.
You know what? I think I just dipped out. They were playing games, and I'm not putting.
I got a question.
Bagged.
Because I now am accepting it, and I hope everyone does it because it's okay in my mind now because I've been doing it a lot. The last 2 weddings, I've kind of Irish goodbyed.
Wedding is an absolute occasion to do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Because who are you going to say goodbye to?
The bride and the groom.
They don't care.
The bride and groom.
They want to enjoy. It's their night. They don't care that I'm going out of my way to say goodbye.
You know who I remember from my wedding? Like, very few interactions. Especially at that point in the night, you just want to relax and have some fun. That you're not going to see and talk to anybody anyway.
I guarantee you, Ben, when you invite me to your wedding and not Strofe him, you invite Brad and I guarantee you when I leave the wedding, you will remember the same
8
vibe.
o'clock?
No.
You'll regret not inviting Strofe.
If it goes to midnight, I'll probably be out at 11. I can give you that.
No, I think 11 to midnight's kind of what we're shooting for.
Yeah, I
depends on the noise ordinance.
You're not gonna do it on a Friday, are you?
I am.
Oh gosh, I worked all dang day. And I got to go to a wedding.
You got to take the day off, Kyle.
Oh, it's a day wedding?
So what is her show gonna do? Is this Strofe?
Well,
Strofe, you ready to host the show?
Doesn't get invited.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Well, they might be a Ben's wedding, but it's still the 414 hour at 4. No K, no B, no N. It's the Strofe Takeover on Benny's wedding day on KBN.
I have an idea.
Love that. That's so good.
I have an idea.
Show at the wedding. Show at the wedding. Show at the wedding. Show at the wedding. Show at the wedding.
You don't want to do that. It'd be so stressful for you.
No. Like I'm thinking he should do it at the wedding venue, and that way. I don't know. There's something here.
What time is this? Do you guys know your time?
No idea. No idea. But I mean,
it's
like
a Friday though?
I figured like a 2:30.
2:30 on a Friday.
What are you doing?
That's early. I gotta take a full day.
The last Friday wedding I went to was 2, and then the cocktail hour was 5.
Well, you need pictures, right? You gotta do pictures in between. Then you got
He
cocktail
says 2:30.
I was almost late for a 4 o'clock wedding. I don't know what I'm gonna do at a 2:30 wedding. You got to try to take advantage of the day off. I'm taking. It is your vacation day that I'm using than one of yours. Because I can't do nothing during the day. You can't do anything.
You're going to take one of Ben's PTO days so you can go to his wedding?
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Listen, that's a full day he's taking of mine. That's a full day, Ben. 2:30 on a Friday, a full day. By the time
Ben,
I get
he
going.
doesn't sound very grateful to get the invite.
Strofe, what's the address? I'll send you the save the date. You're getting Kyle's.
Kyle got bounced.
Kyle's going to be doing the remote broadcast from the wedding venue. He's going to leave at 5.
Kyle heard your wedding was on a Friday, and he said,
I'm not going to be here.
I'm appreciative, but damn.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
No.
This is classic Kyle. I love you, Ben.
I love you.
But dang.
I feel like the Packers Pro Shop right now.
No, I appreciate everything. Listen, the thing about me, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna just tell you how I feel. Like that's a little early for me on a Friday. It's just.
But don't you want to let loose on a Friday? Just let it go. Take a day off. Enjoy it.
I'm going to be because the one thing about being off during a work day is the fact that you don't actually have to go to work while other people go to work, so you can get stuff done. It was so great for that wedding while I was almost late to it.
But then you're not taking a day off of work.
No, I mean like you can go to the store, you can run some errands, and
you can do that
there.
on Saturday.
No, everybody's off on Saturday. It was so refreshing when I ran in my errands on Friday. The last time I had a wedding, the last time I missed a show because I had a wedding. Running my errands was fantastic during the day, but I had until 4 so I can get all my stuff done. I can't do nothing on that Friday by 2:30 because by the time I get up.
Just schedule UWD for 10 o'clock.
You know what? I think I will have UWD come at 10. Maybe come at 8. They work around your schedule. Matter of fact, the last time they came by, they came at 6:30 at night. Why? Because I work late here. But they can work around your schedule as well. That's why I love Universal Windows Direct. And listen, the football season is here, which means the fall is just around the corner. With cooler temperatures on the way, it's time to make sure your home is ready. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, your AC working overtime, or just bad installation, now's the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct before the cold weather hits. Their exclusive Super Spacer technology makes these windows perform better, last longer, and help keep your home comfortable no matter the season. Call them today at 414-410-2000. Remember, for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 4, get 4. There is absolutely no limit, plus 0% financing for 60 months when you work with Universal Windows Direct. For the last windows you'll ever need, go to UWD.com. That is UWD.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
The Packers' depth sucks. I'll tell you about it next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got backup along We got backups along southbound 43, stretching from just before Hampton all the way down past Capitol Drive. Back on the brakes in the Marquette all the way down towards the KK River crossing. Northbound 43 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Keefe. Westbound on 94, that's going to be slow out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 59. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 71. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results Mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to Mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Everybody knows if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25,000 in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
The hottest deals of the summer are going on now, exclusively at the Kunis Auto Group's Dog Days of Summer sales event. Get sizzling savings on your next vehicle from the automotive pros at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Kunis Auto Group dealership. America's best-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs from both Buick and GMC, all marked down with incredible August Dog Days of Summer discounts and savings. We're also offering incredible Dog Days of Summer discounts on our entire inventory of select pre-owned vehicles. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles on lot and online. While online, check out dozens of August service specials on everything from brakes, tires to oil changes. Plus in August, simply stop in and register to win a $250 monthly cash prize. Plus chances to win a $10,000 monthly grand prize with absolutely no purchase necessary. All at your nearby Milwaukee Metro Region Kunis Auto Group dealerships in both Oak Creek and Greenfield. It's the Kunis Auto Group's August Dog Days of Summer sales event going on now. For additional event info, go to shopkunis.com.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Until justice stands for all, our lawyers will never rest. More at earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
College students, we're getting close. You might be starting to think, I need to get some stuff to bring to campus. And if you're looking to make that living more comfortable, fashionable, and functionable, let IKEA and Oak Creek help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. Qualified college students can get 15% off their IKEA purchases. Visit IKEA Oak Creek or the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Now, a couple things I want to hit on here. Specifically about the Green Bay Packers. I have made this the Alex Strofe, Ben Brust biggest supporters for the Milwaukee Brewers across ESPN Wisconsin. Kyle and Brad have both said that they are along for the ride. Fair?
I'm going to enjoy every moment of it.
All right.
Hashtag this is my crew.
Well done, Strophy. But the Green Bay Packers had a bad... I hate even talking about this from Friday. It was a bad closed practice. It was a bad joint practice against the against the Broncos. Then they had a bad preseason game where the 31 starters didn't play. It did raise some depth questions. All right? I will say this is a problem. Are we okay with Emmanuel Wilson? Are we okay with Sean Clifford? I don't know if we can even tell because there was no one that could block for Sean Clifford. But even what we've seen in training camp, he's throwing the ball the other team like, I don't know, Alex Strofe trying to hit a golf ball. It's just not good.
Hashtag go Pack go.
Hashtag go Pack go. Hashtag Strofe wants all the team-issued gear he can get, Mr. Positivity. So
hashtag fear the deer.
The kicker competition, like, I guess, what are your biggest areas of concern from a grand scale? Let's not get too granular into these. I just don't know what you're going to say next. It's freaking me out. Ready, go. Ready, go.
What?
I thought you were just going to say some team trademark.
Hashtag on Wisconsin.
There we go.
I was asking Kyle what UWW's was. Hashtag pound the rock for the Warhawks.
Whitewater, yeah. Pound the rock. I've seen that one.
Hashtag IAGDTBAP. It's a great day to be a pointer.
Oh, wow.
It's a great day to be alive.
Oh, wow.
Our worlds collided. Anyways.
Great day to be a pointer.
Grand scale, not too in the weeds here. What are your main areas of concern from a positional standpoint of depth?
Well, we already touched on kicker. That remains a concern. That's a starter. That's not even a depth thing. That's a starter. So that's one. We touched on that earlier in the show. So, what'd you say?
He said our kicker starters.
That's so disrespectful.
Oh,
our
so
punter starters?
Oh, they start. They pay you like a starter.
Oh!
They didn't pay punters like a starter.
Nor did they pay Lithuanian basketball players. Don't come at my guy, Brad.
They're coming around.
Ben.
To me,
Stinky Ben. Stinky Ben.
Banger.
To me, it's O-line depth is the biggest concern after this one, right? I mean, Sean Clifford, Michael Pratt, they had no time to throw the ball. They couldn't get a run game going. Even when the ones of Denver were taken out and you're facing the twos, they weren't able to move the ball, right? One field goal is all that they had a chance to even get in the game on Sunday night. So to me, it's offensive line because those guys are in the trenches, right? We can talk to Tausch, we can talk to Balaga. You're going to get stepped down. You're going to roll an ankle. You're going to mess up an arm. Something's going to happen that you have to shift some guys around. And if you want to protect your main asset in Jordan Love, get the run game going with Josh Jacobs, this offense needs to be the lifeline of this team. And you're certainly paying Jordan Love like he will be. None of it matters unless you have a solid offensive line. I love the starters. The starters are outstanding. But if you get one or two guys that go down, you need to be able to plug and play. Historically, the Packers have had that. They've had quality backups that can fill in a number of different positions. I feel like the Packers don't have that right now. The depth in O-line is a huge concern for me for the inevitable injury and reshuffling around.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with the offensive line. But then in addition to that, I understand that Sean Clifford had no time yesterday, and Michael Pratt struggled as well. But that quarterback and running back position behind our starters, it has to be a little bit of concern. You want guys to stay healthy, but Josh Jacobs, last year he wasn't healthy, and we had a running back in Aaron Jones that wasn't healthy as well, and we saw what A.J. Dillon can do. He did so well that they brought in another running back and they barely signed him, right? The Packers need to make sure that they have somebody in the roster. If it's not going to be Marshawn Lloyd, he's dealing with injuries. Emmanuel Wilson, yesterday I'm watching the game with my brother. He's like, who is this 31? Is he good at all? I said, well, he has his moments in preseason, but it ain't today, right? And so the Green Bay Packers need to solidify their number 2 running back position because Josh Jacobs may be a bell cow, but he needs some breathers. He needs some time on the sideline. You got to have somebody that can come in and it's not that big of a drop off. You got to figure that out. In the backup quarterback position, hopefully we never need Sean Clifford, right? Hopefully we never need Michael Pratt. But if we do for a game or two, because we know Aaron Rodgers missed a couple games, you got to have somebody that can keep you afloat. And right now, with what we have behind him, with Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt, that ain't it. Brad, you made a comment maybe a couple weeks ago about Ryan Tannehill or something like that.
Yeah, it was hear Brad out. Sign Ryan Tannehill.
Maybe the Green Bay Packers need to hear Brad out about that backup quarterback position, because I have no confidence whatsoever in Sean Clifford or Michael Pratt. It's not just because Sean Clifford had a bad game.
But if Jordan Love gets hurt, the season's done.
But if it's not. If you can find a quarterback that can keep you afloat, right? If Jordan Love is out 4 games, you find a way to go 2-2, right? Keep you at 500. You feel good about that. You don't feel like Sean Clifford or Michael Pratt can do that for the Green Bay Packers currently right now. And again, Sean Clifford has had a bad training camp. It's been bad all around, and it hasn't translated. He hasn't been better in games. In games, he hasn't been great. In his last game, again, he was getting harassed from the very first snap where they fumbled the snap, but he just does not seem comfortable. So the Green Bay Packers need to make sure the guys who are going to be behind Josh Jacobs, that they're there and they're ready to go.
Are we having this conversation a little too late right now? We're talking about Sean Clifford as the backup. We're talking about A.J. Dillon. We're talking about the kicker position. Like, we're getting sloppy thirds at this point.
No, Flacco was a sloppy 5th, 6th.
Yeah, but again, they didn't win anything. It was a great story.
I'm saying, but they had they went and they found a trusted veteran after they had some guys on the roster that didn't work out. They found a trusted veteran that was able to keep them afloat.
Kyle, do you want the Packers to sign Ryan Tannehill?
I want to see one more game, but if the Green Bay Packers, if Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt look trash, then the Green Bay Packers probably need to get a veteran back up, because Sean Clifford shouldn't be trash. He shouldn't make the roster because he knows the offense better than Michael Pratt. He should get it because he actually earned it. That's what it should happen. So if he ain't earning it, then find somebody else. The same thing with Anders and Greg Joseph. They need to earn their positions on this football team.
You know, I actually and at the time when I said they should sign Ryan Tannehill is when Jordan Love was still in his hold-in, so I thought he would apply some pressure and be a good backup. I love an older backup to a younger quarterback. I think it just provides really good mentorship. And honestly, too, the backup quarterback has to push the defense all week, every week. You have to give great looks for the great quarterbacks that the defense is going to be facing all year. Would Ryan Tannehill be open to something like that? Who knows? But I think having a capable backup, it can't be an afterthought. It can't be a development thing. I think it's got to be someone that's capable to go in there in a jam and push your defense all week.
Well, someone that will push your business to better heights, that is our friends at 3 Tree Marketing.
Oh, that's right. 3 Tree Marketing will certainly push your business to higher lengths, and it'll tell the story that you're looking to tell, right? Your brand, your company. It has a story to tell. You want customers, you want your employees, your business partners to feel certain feelings when they interact with the merchandise that you put out. Well, 3 Tree Marketing will guarantee that you give them that experience. That's because 3 Tree Marketing is a full-service branded merchandising agency that uses created gifting and onboarding kits and whatever it is that you put your logo on. They're going to make sure that it is delivered exactly how you want it to be and be able to tell your story exactly how you want it to be. It's an amazing opportunity to showcase what your brand is all about. 3 Tree Marketing thinks outside the box and becomes an extension of your team. See what else 3 Tree Marketing can do for your team and set an appointment today at 3treemarketing.com.
Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman believe the starters should play in the preseason game on Saturday. Do you agree or disagree? We'll get to that before the Homer Hour next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
What's going on? Big, come on.
It's getting tough. It's getting slow.
Ben, don't be pathetic. Your father's with your baby. They're listening. You gotta be better.
But I'm giving it my all.
I don't know what you're at either.
Stop humping the ground.
Yeah.
Get up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman from ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Brust and Nortman, inviting you to join 94.5 ESPN's KBN as we broadcast live from the brand new Tsunami Express Car Wash in Midtown Milwaukee at the intersection of Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive on August 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and right now get a free car wash. Catch me and the KBN boys live on August 23rd from 2 to 5 p.m. at Tsunami Express. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
Be greeted by an owner at America's largest employee-owned jewelry store.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. Well, now is the time to beat the heat with a refreshing new shower or bath from Kohler Services. A family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0-interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Bone on bone, constant pain. It robs you of so much of the things that you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. I'm not talking about drugs or surgery. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. There are new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go? QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your body's own healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know that steroids and surgeries and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. QC Kinetics is ready to help you get your life back. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
What? The car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Had a great time on Friday with my great partners at the Princeton Club. Got out and about. Won our golf event. Shout out to Andy Haugen. But he runs one of the best facilities in the Milwaukee area. It is the Princeton Club New Berlin with indoor-outdoor pool, indoor-outdoor tennis courts, basketball courts, personal training, equipment that's continuously moved in and out because they're upgrading it. The locker room's upgraded all the time. Cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin. Free childcare with your membership. You don't have to look around and think, am I at the place where, I got everything? Yeah, you do. And you'll realize that if you have the courage to go into the Princeton Club, get a tour, look at everything, and you'll feel the environment that I felt that keeps me coming back for more. Join the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow, and their adult pool night on Thursdays. A lot of fun, too. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, scroll front of the show. So, I guess I'm hosting tonight a reality TV show reunion.
Oh, Bachelorette? Bachelorette Monday?
Love Island reunion show.
I didn't know that was on Peacock.
These are all not the details. You guys are shouting things at me.
I was looking on Netflix for Love Island because it used to be on Netflix.
That's
I feel
Peacock,
like.
What's the synopsis of Love Island?
Guys, I
got
need
you.
help. I don't
got you.
care
Real quick.
about the damn reunion. I ain't watching it.
Just real quick. Bunch of really good-looking people, like 25 and under, go to an island and pair up.
They
and
fall in
attempt to
love
win.
in 24 hours. And
It
then
used to be on Netflix.
The hottest couple.
No.
Nah, it's not that. It's they fake, right? They fake like they are the ones that are most in love.
They're meant to be, and then they vote on the best couple, and they win like $100,000 at the end of it.
And then they never stay together.
I like the show, but I never finished the show. My point.
You don't like it that much, then?
There's a new episode every day. I can't keep up. That's insane.
Wow, new episode every day?
Yeah, for like
No,
3
that is true.
weeks. It was a lot.
They take one day off.
Yes. So Strofe is our like reality Steve over here. Is that his name?
That's the guy that spoils the Bachelor winner, right?
Yes, that's you.
I try
reality
to,
Strofe.
I try to avoid reality Steve. I'm reality Strofe.
So I'm grilling for, I guess now the significant others are coming. So now,
how many people are we talking?
6.
Total?
One is gluten-free. What do I do about the...
tell them to bring your own damn snacks. That's what you tell them to do. Come to my house demanding me to buy food I ain't going to eat. That's what you tell them. You say,
This is not the solution I was looking for.
What are you making?
I'm definitely going to grill some chicken. I was going to do some...
No gluten there?
Bacon-wrapped asparagus they usually have that I like to do on the grill.
Tricky. Some people don't eat pork. Some people don't eat pork. You got to be careful with that.
But
the focus is
not...
I'm dead serious. If me and my lady came over tonight, she wouldn't eat him because she don't eat pork. So now you need to be inclusive of all people's diets.
She said, because I go, what do you suggest we do for veggie and starch? And I'll figure out the veggie. I can grill it on the grill. Yeah. But I said, you tell me what's gluten-free. And she says, great question, LOL. What the heck is gluten-free for the starch?
Not much.
Can I ask a
Not
question?
much. Yes.
Growing up as kids, right? There's a lot of different things we used to eat. Do y'all remember anybody saying they were gluten-free as kids? Oh, no, don't give little Sydney the gluten stuff. She's gluten-free. I'm not saying that celiac. I think it's celiac something. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. What I'm saying is it just seemed to come out of I didn't know what gluten-free was. I was thinking,
Kyle, wild concept. Medicine advances.
Couldn't you make the same argument about like a lactose
I was going to say.
No, we've been lactose intolerant for a very long time.
But if you're like in the 40s, was there such thing as lactose intolerance?
In the 40s, there wasn't such thing as ADHD either.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're saying? So you're saying it's gluten intolerance or whatever it is. Which is not a serious thing that I take serious. I take serious. Well, what I'm saying is, it's like avocado. I don't remember eating avocado toast when I was a kid, and I don't remember nobody having a bracelet
luxury.
I don't remember anybody having a bracelet for being gluten-free as a kid.
Kyle, you want to know something that's going to blow your mind?
What?
Did you know that tortilla chips weren't heavily popularized until the 1980s?
Oof, well, I love them. I tell you that right now. I got some upstairs.
People in their 60s and 70s had eras where they didn't eat tortilla chips.
What did they eat? What
chips
did they eat with
and
Mexican
salsa
food?
weren't a thing.
What?
No.
I'm dead serious. Tortilla chips were not popular in the United States until the 1980s.
Does that include Doritos?
Crazy.
Yes,
no. Doritos were. I watched a video about Doritos. Doritos were around before. It was. It's my favorite show that I love to watch. Is the food that built America. Doritos were around. For a while.
So anyone got any gluten-free starches for me?
Well, Carbless is gluten-free. We start there. Serve that for drinks. You got to go to the store.
Corn?
Corn, is that a starch?
Is that a starch?
I Googled gluten-free starches and corn pop.
Corn is hard to break down. You got to be careful with that, too.
Buckwheat, oats.
Come on now. Buckwheat. That's a little rascal.
Oatmeal. Server Brad's oatmeal. Here's your oatmeal.
This just seems, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seems to me that they need to give some suggestions.
That's what I was thinking.
Or maybe they should bring their own
If you know
snacks.
they're coming, if you know you're coming for the dinner and you know somebody's gluten-free, I obviously know chicken's good, bacon-wrapped asparagus good.
Oh, well, that's what they eat.
So
They
this
eat
is an
that.
interesting question.
Doritos were launched in 1966, which was the first tortilla chip to be launched nationally in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, that's probably after your parents were born.
Indeed it was.
Rice.
Crazy.
Rice
Can I find
is good.
gluten-free rice?
If you're hosting, is it your responsibility
to
make
reach
sure
out?
that everybody has like comfort level with all the food, or is it the responsibility of the person to be like, look, I just know what I eat and don't eat,
Yeah.
and if I can't have that, I'm gonna have 2 pieces of chicken. Then.
Unfortunately, Brad, we do live in a time. Y'all know I don't like
we
do live in a time.
I'm going to kill you.
Who said this?
She offered to bring stuff
Be more like Brad.
because they always host us. So
Be
now I just
more
got in
like
trouble, guys. And the best part is when she hears this, I know she's gonna smile. I love you, baby.
Well, I mean, we live in a time now.
You got to get something.
When you do host people,
I love you.
you do have to kind of think about other people's eating habits, and you do have to adjust for it. But it seems to me that you're planning last minute. How long did you know this was happening for?
That's a good point.
Yesterday.
Oh, you didn't have too much time. You didn't have too much time.
I told her I'd go to the store. I'm going to the store.
Wait, so everything you've said so far, it works. Asparagus, chicken, you're good.
I know, but we all I want to do like a sweet potato fry or potato or this or that.
What about like snacks? You gonna get gluten-free snacks?
Oh, nice call. My chips and salsa. We need some gluten-free chips.
You sure do.
Oh, I know a perfect brand that my girl loves.
Siesta.
Siesta Key.
Siete.
Yeah. Other gluten-free.
800-990-3776. Potatoes aren't gluten? Is that true?
Do we know,
did you know Doritos are only 58 years old?
Thank you. That's
what is with you and the Doritos?
I don't know, but Brad just asked a great question.
What is gluten?
That was the question I've been asked forever. I just know you have celiac disease.
Sweet potatoes are gluten-free.
Oh,
that's amazing.
Baby, if you're still listening, didn't shut it off because you're mad at me. I'm getting to get the sweet potato fries.
That's all you need. Sweet potato fries and sweet potatoes, it's the best starch.
Do you buy the sweet potato or do you just buy the fries in a bag?
Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye that affects the texture, structure, and appearance of many foods. It's also a binding agent that helps processed foods keep their shape. Gluten can be found naturally in these grains. That doesn't help me.
Oh, I wonder if that's why people eat
gluten. Why is it bad? Why is it bad? It is common in foods such... Why is it bad? People with celiac disease and immune reaction triggered by eating gluten.
Like I said, I support people who are gluten-free.
If you can eat sweet potato fries and if you have celiacs and you can eat, then you've gotten all the starch you need. That's the best starch there is anyway. Sweet potatoes, sweet potato fries.
No, I love sweet potatoes. So we're doing sweet potato fries, bacon wrapped asparagus, chicken, all for the gluten-free.
Done.
That's a lot of cooking, a lot of work after work on a Monday.
I like to grill.
Good for you.
This is fun. I sit out the grill, have a drink, watch the Brewers.
Well, you're
they play
watching
today,
Love
by the way.
Island now. No, they're off tonight.
That's what I thought, but I'm just saying in general. I'll watch something on my phone
That is
while I'm
such
outside.
summer vibes right there.
Totally,
Love it.
So cool. Coming up next is the Homer Hour. I don't think Alex Strofe is on it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. No, he's not. Homer Hour coming up next. No Brian Balaga, so you're going to get a full Homer and Chris Larson. Don't go anywhere. That's up in 2 minutes.